Oh, big game. Big old game, and we are live. Hey guys, how you going? So down Breakout Sport, coming to Kiwis, man, coming out Anzac brothers. This is the start of their FIFA World Cup journey, and they will be taking on Iran in a massively disadvantaged game for Iran here, because obviously their preparations for this World Cup, their preparations for this tournament, whether it be per day, per week, or just in general, have been massively disadvantaged by the political situation that currently is going on between America and Iran, where Iran can't actually be in the country for more than just today. They can only fly into the country on the day that they're playing, and then they have to actually fly out of the country on the day that they are playing as well. So they are massively disadvantaged in that, and that actually gives a great chance here for New Zealand to capitalize on the tiredness from the extra travel, from the situation that's outside of football. These football players can't do anything about that, but at the end of the day, New Zealand can look to capitalize on that. New Zealand can look to capitalize as massive underdogs here, who realistically no one's going to be fancying really to get a result in this one. However, it is definitely a game that they can probably sneak. I would ultimately be looking at a team like Iran and saying, yeah, look, they should be winning this game. But you got the world behind you. You got the world behind you with the Tim Payne situation. Tim Payne, one of the largest followed football players in the world now, after he was one of the lowest followed football players in the world. So you've got everyone backing you, but obviously you've got the Anzacs backing you. You got the Aussies getting behind you and supporting you all the way. So let's get into these two lineups here for today. Forgive me in regards to if I do double up on words or if I do just seem a little bit tired. Obviously, we were up early this morning watching Spain versus Cape Verde, and that was a 0-0 draw. Just amazing for Cape Verde to get such an incredible result. The second game we also watched on was a 1-1 draw between Belgium and Egypt. And then I actually did decide to give it a rest for that Saudi Arabia game, taking on Uruguay, and that was a 1-1 draw as well. And I thought we'd have a bit of a rest before jumping into this one so that we are fresh and vibrant. But I am still tired. I am still tired here. But guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Let's see what New Zealand can put on show, because we saw the Australians get a massive, massive upset result just a couple of days ago. Actually, yeah, just a couple of days ago now. It is Tuesday. Yep, just trying to figure out what day it is in my brain. But Iran, they come into this game with a 5-3-2. Their goalkeeper is Alireza Bayravand, with the backline being Shoja Khalilzadeh, Milad Mohammadi, Arya Yosefi, Ali Namati, Ramin Rezain, and then the midfield is Saeed Izzatullahi, Mohamed Mahebi, and Saman Goros, with the attack being Mehdi Taremi, who I can't believe is still playing. He's been playing forever. He's the captain. And then you've also got Sharia Moganlu. You got the substitutions: Payam, Niazmand, Hossein Hosseini, Sarah Hartani, Eshan Haja Safi, Mohossein Kanani, Daniel Iri, Arieza Jahan Bakshe, Rozbe Shesmi, Mehdi Tarabi, Mohamed Korbani, Amir Mohamed Razagina, Mehdi Gaedi, Ali Alipour, Amir Hossein Zede, and Dennis Dagari, with Amir Galanoyi as the manager. The one player that most people will recognize here would be Mehdi Taremi. That would be probably the one that most would recognize. Outside of that, is probably going to be a bit of a difficult sell here in regards to these other players, even though this Iranian team is still pretty solid there. Overall, I wouldn't say anybody else would probably be picked up by the general fan, and I still feel like even Mehdi would probably be not exactly well known as well. And Taremi, I'm just trying to look here at Mohamed Mahebi, who I'm pretty certain I've heard of before. He's at MC Rostov, which is that's in Russia. I have heard his name before, but I don't even know if I've actually watched him before. I probably would have watched him when it's coming to the international tournament and whatnot. But overall, this Iran team comes into this World Cup. Where are they situated on the rankings? Iran are actually in 20th, so they've got a pretty damn well good nation here. They're above teams like Denmark in 21, Korea Republic in 22, Australia obviously in 23, just slightly behind the likes of Switzerland, who are too high, by the way. Uruguay, who are in 18th, they just drew to Saudi Arabia too and dropped off 2 spots. They were 16th. Now you've seen America go up to 15th and Japan got up a spot into 17th there. Senegal have dropped down into 16th. So a lot of changes over these games this last 24 hours. The point is that Iran are just in that spot there, just slightly as the second best Asian team in regards to the rankings, but that can be adjusted if New Zealand win here today. If New Zealand win here today, that can definitely be adjusted pretty quickly. New Zealand on the other side, obviously we've got to go down quite low to get to the Kiwis. They are unfortunately one of the lowest ranked teams in this whole World Cup. They're ranked in 85th. So that will actually probably, if the Kiwis could get a surprise victory here today, you definitely will see Iran drop below Denmark. But I don't think there'll be enough for them to drop below Korea or Australia. But if Australia go and beat the Americans on Saturday, now it's getting spicy. Iran coming into this game, though, they had a friendly against Mali where they won 2-0, very expected. They also played Gambia where they won 3-1, also very expected. Played Costa Rica, won 5-0, very expected there, but did lose to Nigeria 2-1, which is not quite expected for their standards. And in a friendly against Uzbekistan, they drew 0-0, but they lost on penalties 4-3 to Uzbekistan, who have not started their tournament just quite yet. I think they start either tomorrow or on Thursday as one of the final teams to get going. They did take on Cabo Verde, and it was a 0-0 draw, 5-4. They did win on penalties, however, Iran. Russia won 2-1 over them, which is not something that they should be seeing, considering their high spot of 20th. Beat North Korea 3-0, and then these are in their World Cup qualifiers. North Korea 3-0. They lost to Qatar 1-0, drew 2-2 with Uzbekistan, won 2-0 over the UAE, won 3-2 over Kyrgyzstan, and won 3-2 over North Korea. So it does seem here they can definitely leak some goals. 2 goals against Uzbekistan, 2 goals against North Korea, and 2 goals against Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, so, and 2 goals against Hong Kong is surprising. Hong Kong giving up 2 goals there is surprising. But if you go back into the AFC Asian Cup quarterfinal, all the way back in 2024, they actually beat Japan 2-1. And then in the semi-final, lost to Qatar 3-2. But beating Japan is no easy feat. We know the Japanese are a very, very good footballing nation. So, yeah, I look across these games and I go, okay, well, they didn't give up any goals to Costa Rica or Mali, but that's also very expected. Losing to Nigeria is not great. And there's no real kind of significant win of late for mine. So I don't think that this Iranian team is unbeatable, unpenetratable. I think that they definitely can be done over here. But it's just that the Kiwis are going to have to really turn up, because at the end of the day, their quality is quite low down there on those FIFA rankings. And it's going to be difficult for them to score regardless. I wouldn't say that the New Zealand team is quite necessarily known for a high-scoring outfit. But let's get into their lineup with the 4-2-3-1. Max Krokome as the goalkeeper, with the wingers being Tim Payne, the man himself, Michael Boxall, Liberato Kakache, and Finn Sermon, with the midfield being Joe Bell, Marco Stamenic, Saprit Singe, Elijah Just, and Callum McCowart. And then the captain is the man that everyone knows, Chris Wood. He is up front for the Kiwis. You go to the substitutions: Alex Paulson, Michael Wood, Francis De Vries, Tyler Binden, Nando Pijnaka, Callan Elliott, Tommy Smith, Alex Rufer, Ben Old, Ryan Thomas, Lachlan Bayliss, Costa Barbarousis, Ben Wayne, and Jesse Randall, with the manager being Darren Baisley. This New Zealand team, like I was saying, they are unfortunately all the way down, situated in 85th on the rankings. Now, Haiti actually jumped above them because of their draw with... Oh, no, sorry, because... I'm sorry, they actually dropped below. They're now actually able for New Zealand to jump them with a win here. Haiti were a little bit higher. They've dropped down because they lost to Scotland the other day. Curaçao lost quite a few points with their big-time loss to Germany. Now, this is the area that New Zealand is on the table. 85th for New Zealand, 84th for Haiti, 83rd for Syria, 82nd Curaçao, and Guinea in 81, Montenegro to 80. You go below them, you got Gabon in 86th, Bulgaria in 87th, Angola in 88th, Uganda in 89th, and Zambia in 90th. And yeah, you're only 10 spots higher than Thailand and Palestine. So this is why you are going to have a lot of people right now doubting this Kiwis team to be able to get over the line. Does that mean they can't do it? No. You know, we've definitely seen a surprise from New Zealand in the past, especially when they drew 1-1 with Norway. You know, that was a fantastic result there for them. And would you have it, the guy that I keep telling you guys about, it's not just a Haaland team, it's not just an Odegaard team, Antonio Nusa Antonio Nusa scored a goal in that game. I'm telling you, he is going to be a massive, massive player here for this Norwegian team. But New Zealand, they obviously lost 1-0 to England in this last friendly. Did lose 4-0 to Haiti. That's not a good result there whatsoever. Lost 2-0 to Ecuador, who lost the other day 1-0 to the Ivory Coast. England themselves haven't actually played just yet. Haiti obviously lost 1-0 to Scotland. You lost to Colombia 2-1. And then you've also got the Norway game where you drew 1-1. That's a very good result for you. Lost 1-0 to Poland. Lost 3-1 to Australia and 1-0 to Australia. You haven't actually beat Australia since 2003. Lost to the Ukraine 2-1. Beat the Ivory Coast 1-0, which is pretty good. But the biggest issue that I have with New Zealand is that I don't believe that you should have an automatic qualifier for the Oceania region, because your World Cup qualifiers consisted of a final against New Caledonia. Now, if you want me to tell you where New Caledonia is when it comes to the rankings, I'm going to tell you it's in 151st. So the final was against 151st, New Caledonia. The semi-final was against Fiji when you won 7-0. Now, Fiji are ranked in 155th. You go back to the group stage where you played Samoa and Vanuatu, where you won 8-0 and you won 8-1 over those two teams. Samoa, I don't even know where this team is. I don't even know where they are on the rankings. Are they even on? They're 188th. 188th there for Samoa. And Vanuatu, I'm pretty certain, are probably around that Fiji area too, unless they're 160th. So this is the point that I make here, is that New Zealand are unfortunately geographically locked into a region that is just simply not good. It's just simply not good. Every team that you have to play there, and Australia used to be in this region, and that's why we moved out of this region and we went to Asia to take on the likes of Japan, South Korea, Iran, who you're playing here today, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and the likes, right? South Korea, Japan, and whatnot. We got out of there because we were winning games by 31-0 against American Samoa, and 20-0, and 18-0, and 8-0, and 10-0, which is what you guys are doing now. I think you're geographically locked, though. So for mine, I still feel like you should be testing yourselves and being forced to have to test yourselves against these big opposition in these big-time qualifiers, and I don't think that these friendlies give you a great sign for what this New Zealand team actually is, and we're going to find out here today if they are good and if they can go toe-to-toe with not one of the best teams, but still 20th ranked is still pretty impressive from Iran. But yeah, look, the point is that giving a top qualifying spot to Oceania will guarantee that New Zealand is in every single World Cup without any real competition. And that's my biggest worry for New Zealand going forward and progressing as a nation. This isn't an insult to New Zealand. It's about progressing you as a nation and taking you from here and taking you to there. Because Australia have gone from here and they have gone to there, where they're now beating the likes of Turkey. And they're beating Japan and beating Saudi Arabia in our World Cup qualifiers. We have gone from here to there. So don't take it as an insult in regards to New Zealand. Take it as, I want better for you, because I believe that New Zealand is a very high prospect country when it comes to sport. I think that when it comes to global sport, doesn't matter what it is, the Australians and the Kiwis are going to give it our best damn well go. And, we've got some really good sports stars here, and I really want to see New Zealand progress. And look, you're probably going to progress anyway. You've obviously just had Auckland go and win the A-League, but it's a different ball game here. Very, very different ball game. So overall, my prediction here is that I'm probably going to go with I might even go with a 2-1, but it could also be a 2-0 here to Iran. I think they probably do get the job done, but I hope that I'm wrong, and I want to see the Kiwis get up. The last time they were in the World Cup, the only time they've been in the World Cup, they qualified beautifully by getting in, and they did draw every single game. Back in 2010, they never lost a game, but they also didn't win a game, and they drew every single one. So hopefully we can see them improve on that here. Get a couple of draws at the very least, and then snag a cheeky little win to progress, because it is in this tournament now, with the expanded tournament, it's a top two qualify automatically, and then the third place teams go through as well into the round of 32. Only 4 third place teams don't actually make it through, so that's why it's still the best third place teams. So as long as you can not have a awful points differential, an awful goal differential, and then you can put yourself into a place where you're probably still going to have to take on a pretty damn well good team, though. But at the end of the day, you want to play these good teams to really progress as a nation. You want to know how you come up against the big dogs. That's why Australians, even though we lost to Argentina and France in the last World Cup, two of the teams that made the final, and Argentina obviously won the final, we were okay with that. And we were content with that because of the progression, and we took Argentina to the damn well final whistle in that game as well. And they obviously went on to win the entirety of the World Cup. So that's what we want to see. Now, I will put a little bit of a caveat here, and I will say that if New Zealand finished second in their group and Australia finished second in their group, well, then Australia will actually play New Zealand in the knockout stage of the round of 32, which would just be absolutely mental. That'd be absolutely mental. You would have to get second here in this group, and it is going to be a very difficult group for you. Belgium and Egypt, they really played each other tight today. It was a 1-1 draw. Belgium's got the likes of Jeremy Doku and Kevin De Bruyne, and they have a fantastic group of players there, but it just didn't really kind of flow for them today. And then you've got Egypt, who have the likes of Omar Mamouche and Mohamed Salah, and they had some very, very good play today as well. That they were unlucky not to get the win. They went up 1-0, but Belgium just kept pushing into that second half and couldn't find the winner, but did find the equaliser. You're going to find it very difficult to get into second position there. You would need to beat one of those two teams, and I feel like that's going to be a bit too much of a hard ask. But I do think that if you win here today, third place, you get it. I think whoever wins this game probably gets third. So it's a very important game. And then if you draw this game, it's going to be super interesting. It just comes down to you not getting pumped by these other teams in Belgium and also Egypt. But I guess if you play it tight here with Iran, I wouldn't say that Egypt should be thought of completely separately. I think Egypt is a better team than Iran, despite the fact that on the rankings, it tells a different story. Iran is in 20th, whilst Egypt is in 29th. So I think that doesn't really reflect that I feel like Egypt are probably a bit more of a tough team than Iran. But again, the rankings suggest otherwise. So I guess if you draw here, you definitely could get a result there against the Egyptians. But anyway, let's get into this game. It's about to start up, guys. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We will be live for a smack bang amount of games tomorrow as well. We've been live for 2 games here today. This is our 3rd game, and hopefully we get a massive one here for the Kiwis. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. Let's fire it up. Sunday says, come on, Kiwis. Joyful green and goals. I'm pulling for New Zealand, not just because Iran discussed me as a Persian, but because I knew it was you. I knew exactly it was you from the start. Because New Zealand gave us the wonderful, beautiful man that is Kieran Foran. Yeah, no, I saw that. I knew that from the start, man. Big one. Highlands fan says, New Zealand 2-1, make stream enjoy. It would be awesome, man. Please, hopefully. As Sports says, good morning, Blaze. That Saudi versus Uruguay game was good. Watch for me, like the tension, great fight back. I thought it was okay. I watched it. I didn't stream it, but I watched it. I thought it was okay. Big game, Saudi with Spain. I hope our brother New Zealand get it done. Tim Payne's a goat, 1-0. Ty says, feeling 2-2 draw. Yeah, don't mind it. There definitely should be goals in this game. New Zealand absolutely could give up goals, and Iran can absolutely give up goals too when you look at their form guide. So yeah, for sure. Mike says 100% a win, 1-0 for Iran. I don't know if it's as easy as suggesting that. You know, when we did see New Zealand play recently, they were able to go toe-to-toe with Norway and draw 1-1. And they only lost by 1-0 to England. But look, I think that from an Iranian standpoint, they should be expecting to win this game 3-0. But overall, I do think this Kiwi team is a lot more difficult than people give credit to. Tiger says, Iran is a Persian people, not Arab. Yep, sure. I'm not too sure why you're saying that, though. Durad says 3-1 Iran. Anyone who said Iran is Arab must be a Zoomer. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I didn't even see someone say anything about Arab or anything. I'm not too sure what you guys are talking about. Infinite Kiwi says, let's go to the land of the long white cloud. Let's get this one. Come on, Kiwi. Sunday says 2-1 New Zealand. That'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? New Zealand anthem is such a banger. It's so beautiful, man. It is. It's so nice. Freddie says New Zealand have a very nice kit. New Zealand's kit is always great. Yeah, for sure. Did League Swear says last time New Zealand were in the World Cup, they technically were undefeated. No, they not technically. They just simply were undefeated, but they didn't get a win. But yes, they were undefeated 100%. They didn't get a win, and they didn't get a loss. They just got draws. Tiger Hood says New Zealand needs to play a defensive game like Australia. No, very different teams here. I think New Zealand need to play obviously more so defensively than attacking wise, but I wouldn't say that Iran is a lethal team up front. I think that they are definitely still a good team up front, but the Kiwis just need to play their game and get through this one. You don't just copy strategies and you don't just go, like Turkey is such a different team to Iran, so many different factors. And also Australia is a much higher team in the rankings, than New Zealand. So whilst you can utilize some of the similar tactics and whatnot, at the end of the day, this is a very vastly different game to what you are going to see from the other one. Iran now going to move this ball up front, and it's going to be headed away. Don't know why the keeper isn't coming out to grab that one from the Kiwis. I do not know why Crocombe is not coming out to grab that and at least get it away, but sure, you do you. And Iran will more than likely have the majority of the possession here. I'm predicting 1-1. That'd be a great result for New Zealand if they can do that, Blake. Mike says, people have no idea how Iran even did in the past World Cups. Almost everyone's saying draw or win for New Zealand are delusional. Okay, well, look, Mike, so whilst I respect your opinion, man, and I do think that this is going to be a very, very difficult game here for New Zealand, and I am tipping Iran to win, even though I think that they're a lot more difficult than you imagine. Just put yourself in the same shoes as Turkey, who came in, even Arda Güler, this is a counter here for New Zealand, even Arda Güler, one of the best players, was disrespecting Australia, saying, oh, we are much better than, we are going to dominate them. Their captain came out, Kalkaroglu, and said that they were going to dominate Australia. Everyone in the entire world, probably including you, said that Australia had no chance to beat Turkey because you probably don't know the players there for Australia, and you probably know the players there for Turkey. Well, we went and we slapped them 2-0. So whilst you come out and say that everyone's delusional for having an opinion of an upset, did you believe that Cape Verde today would be able to go and draw 0-0 with Spain? So the second-ranked team in the world, much better than Iran, second-ranked team in the world in Spain. This is no disrespect to Iran. This is a reply to yourself. The second-best team in the world that's dropped down to third now because of that result has won World Cup before, drew, and nearly lost in the 94th minute, by the way, if that header goes on and gets into the back of the net. But they drew with a team ranked down to the 70s and the 80s. So let's settle down on calling people delusional for believing that there could be a result here for their nation. Just like I'm sure that you would have that same feeling for your nation, which I'm sure is Iran. New Zealand will have the ball here at the halfway point. It'll be given as a free kick. So whilst it's all good to have these opinions, calling other people delusional just because it doesn't align with your narrative, I do not agree with. You guys already forgot Haiti 1-0 Scotland game with that same Haiti and New Zealand. Yeah, okay, so we get it. You don't like New Zealand, Mike, but that's just not also how football works. I'm not a Kiwi, but I'll back him in. Patakat says Iran flying in and out on the same day is definitely not good for them. Yeah, it's going to be tough for them, but with that being said, they still should win this game. I just hate this whole notion, though, that you're delusional if you don't agree with an immediate narrative that supports the favourite odds. New Zealand are away here. New Zealand are away here down this right wing. Sapari Singe, and that will go over for a throw-in here for the Kiwis. So it's not delusional, just hopeful. Also, Iran don't have the best preparation, so New Zealand actually have a decent chance. Dub says, Iran to God, brother. Well, good luck. Good luck with Iran here today. Just because I'm responding to this comment does not mean I'm having any negative thoughts towards Iran. I'm just saying in regards to calling people delusional in regards to having a belief in how the result could pan out here. Dub says, all white to weak for World Cup soccer. Oh my gosh. What's with the disrespect from these people? So they'll go out to the left-hand side. You're the same as Turkey, who just disrespected Australia and got slapped. And now are crying that it wasn't football, and that's not the way that that football should be played, as if like they're the dictators in regards to how football is operating. Hans says, sitting in my motel and the alarm gone off saying evacuate, so I go downstairs and it's a faulty alarm. Yeah, I had that when I was in Wollongong once. So Iran will have the ball inside their own defensive half at the moment. Inside their own defensive half at the moment. Let's see how they do come in and play this game. I'm just coming to make something here. I'm just coming to check something here. Oh yeah, don't know if you want to be talking about that. Hello everyone, coming all whites, hoping for a New Zealand miracle. Also congrats to Oz giving it to Turkey. Yeah, get around it, Jared. But here's Iran outside the box and blocked away from the New Zealand defense. I think it was Tim Payne. It was nice. As much as I'm a Kiwi, got to give love to Australia to represent our side of the world. No, absolutely. That'll be a nice steal there from the Iranian team. I'm in a bracket of 20 guess what 19 out of them predicted a Uruguay win. Well, I also said that Saudi Arabia could win that game. I also said Saudi Arabia could win it. Obviously, they didn't win it, but it was a draw 1-1. Everyone wanted to jump on Uruguay. I said they are not the perfect team by any stretch of the imagination, and Saudi Arabia will make it tough for them because Saudi Arabia are a tough team. Yes, obviously, Australia did beat them in that World Cup qualifying and whatnot, but Saudi Arabia are definitely a tough team that people need to care about. So, no, I could definitely see that being a tough match. Here we go. Iran down into the left corner. They're going to cut this back inside the box. Good chance, but a save from Max Crocombe as the keeper for New Zealand. But the Iranians, they're putting on a bit of pressure early doors. I got much respect for Australia. Australia's way better than New Zealand, though. Correct, Mike. There's no one disagreeing with that. This is the point. This is the point you are making assumptions. All good, though. Well, no, I'm not making assumptions. I'm replying to the comments that you've put here for the Kiwis. I respect that you say that. And even New Zealanders will admit, because we haven't lost to New Zealand since 2003, no New Zealander is going to come out here and try and say that New Zealand is better than Australia, right? The issue that I take to your comment isn't the belief and the opinion that Iran should win this game comfortably, because I can completely agree and understand that Iran should win this game comfortably. It's the comment of calling people delusional for tipping New Zealand in a draw or a win when we can see Cape Verde, who are ranked down there in 70th and 80th area, going and drawing with Spain, who are second. And that happened just this morning. Or the fact of the Saudi Arabia versus Uruguay swing as well. New Zealand here put this ball into a good area. Chance here for the Kiwis. Chance here for the Kiwis. Have a shot. It's a goal. It's a goal for the Kiwis. It's a goal for the Kiwis. It's 1-0. It's 1-0. It's 1-0 to the Kiwis. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. 1-0 New Zealand. 1-0 New Zealand. Come on, Kiwis. Come on now. Sport is unpredictable. Nothing worse than a know-it-all. Is what Tiger Woods said. Again, respect the opinion, and I agree and understand the opinion, but this is what can happen. 1-0 to New Zealand. I want to say, though, who's the bloke who puts his hand up here and nearly had a handball in the box? No, I get you still there, Mike. Oh, the goal scorer. Elijah just nearly actually got done for a handball there. He puts his hand up. I don't know why. It just must be a natural reaction. But he puts his hand up and would have nearly been a handball and goal taken away. But Elijah just has put the Kiwis in front, and you watch the Kiwis go ultra defensive now. Dion says anything can happen. Let's go. Anything can happen, son. Come on to Southern Hemisphere slap-ups in Australia, New Zealand. Just remember, guys, though, there is 83 minutes to go here. Dub says, no disrespect, just saying what I see with New Zealand soccer. Again, I'm not a Kiwi. I'm not from New Zealand. I'm Australian. I'm just defending our New Zealand brothers in the sense that anything can happen. Not that I think that New Zealand should win this game. It's just not delusional to think that a surprise can happen in World Cup. Let's go and ask Saudi Arabia what their thoughts are on surprises in World Cups in 2022 when they went and beat Argentina, who went on to win the World Cup. So Iran will have this ball at the halfway point. 83 minutes to potentially still become 5-1, Mike. There is so long to go here. That's not the point. This is why you don't make 100% in predictions, Tugwood says. Again, long way to go here, man. Long way to go. But New Zealand, they wouldn't have been expecting this early doors. They would not have been expecting this early doors. But who cares, baby? Who cares? Sport is weird and it's a long way to go. Absolutely. Especially football. It's never over until the fat lady sings. Ask Man City many times. Ask many nations over the years. And ask many teams over the years. Ask AC Milan up 3-0 if it was over. Love to play New Zealand around 32. Peter Cat, I'm back. We're back in Australia to come first, which means we couldn't play them. And they'll go over the sideline for a throw-in here for the Kiwis. Also, for clarification, for those who don't understand when I say the word Kiwis, that is what the New Zealanders are known as, right? So I'm Australian. They're like our brothers. So when we talk about New Zealand, we use their nickname as the Kiwis. Just like for some reason we always get called kangaroos from people who aren't from New Zealand. No one in New Zealand calls us kangaroos, but you know, it's the best context I can give you. New Zealand will push this out to the right wing. 10 minutes gone here in the first half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. New Zealand have started off this game very, very strongly considering. And they'll put this ball in. And again, the biggest issue that Iran are going to face in this World Cup is the political standpoint that is preventing them from actually remaining accommodation-wise inside the US. They have to fly in this morning and they have to fly out tonight. They cannot stay in the US. And then when their next game is, they have to come in that morning and then they have to fly out that night. This is the issue for Iran, and this is what gives the Kiwis a chance in this game. It gives New Zealand a chance in this one because of the fact that that adds extra pressure, it adds extra stress, it adds extra tiredness. Doesn't mean it will happen, but it just means that there is a chance of it being a more difficult matchup here for Iran on those standards. And then you've got Belgium, and then you've got Egypt. 1-0 New Zealand, 11 minutes into the game here. Oh yeah, Man City is a prime example of that. Great to see what they've become. 2011-12 with QPR. And then there's the Gundogan moment with Gundogan, Rodri, and Gundogan. Yeah, Daz, mate. Spain drew. A 0-0 with Cape Verde. And they were lucky not to lose 1-0 in one of the most biggest upsets of all time. Mike says the most beautiful moment this World Cup. Kurosawa making 1-1 versus Germany. Yeah, that was awesome. Unfortunately, they lost 7-1. But with that being said, that was an awesome moment. They're going to get this ball back in here. And it's going to be Iran trying to get this out of their own area. New Zealand... swing over the top. Chance here. Shoot. Singe. Shoot the ball. I don't know what the hell that was. From Singe. Brother Singe. Sabri Singe. I don't know what that was, my man. He should have shot earlier, by the way. He should have shot. I don't know why he kept on pressing the ball inside the box. You had an opportunity. You should have taken that shot earlier. Let's go New Zealand. Iran think they're too good. Can't touch it, says Joyful Green Gold. So I consider that Spain result another upset for mine. Well, it's not consider. It is. It's one of the biggest upsets of all time. It's not a win for Cape Verde, but it essentially is. Oh my gosh. New Zealand nearly just put that one in. But it will be well defended by Iran. That's exactly right. Iran was always going to have barriers up for this cup. Absolutely, Dub. There is barriers. There are hurdles they need to jump. At the end of the day, it is what it is. They can't sit there and ask for sympathy. They can't sit there and be sorrowful. 1 second here, New Zealand. They just have to get to their work and get to the job. And that's going to be headed away here from Iran. New Zealand put it down. Singe, if you even go for that, you're clearly offside. And that will be a throw-in here for New Zealand. They can't sit back and feel sorrowful. They can't sit back and cry. They can't sit back and complain. You just need to get on with the job. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You can feel hard done by later. You just need to get to the job and play the game. And right now, unfortunately, you've started off extremely rough, but a long way to go. There is still 80 minutes in this game to go. Totalis says, can't wait for tomorrow's games. What's tomorrow's games? I'll be live for them all, but what are tomorrow's games? I know we've got an England... here we go. New Zealand in the box. I think that's a corner. Yeah? Corner Kiwis? Go to the Kiwis. France, Senegal, Iraq, Norway, Argentina, Algeria, and Austria, Jordan. Okay. Yeah, we'll be live for all those. Yeah, big day. Big day tonight for us. 13 minutes gone. New Zealand with a corner. New Zealand put this ball back to the edge of the box. They have never won a FIFA World Cup match before. If they can keep on cracking on here, it'd be their first ever. They head this one away here. Iran into the box. Oh, Chris Wood, I thought that was going to go in. All he needed to do was get his feet right, and that was going to be a goal. As long as he got his feet right, he was onside. It was going to be a goal, and now Iran can counter. Iran can counter. Get back. It's 4-on-3. Get back. Great work from the travelling defensive mid. Beautiful. Gets back and slaps that one away. And now New Zealand, they're going to try and head this ball over the top. Not the play for mine. And now Iran will get it. Fantastic trail back just then. Draws a good value because other teams are defending for their lives. FIFA World Cup. you're always going to see that tense gameplay because every game matters so significantly. Every goal matters so significantly, and it's now boosted with every goal meaning so much based off of the third place qualified teams coming through. Yeah, did you guys know only have 155k inhabitants on their tiny island and qualify for the World Cup? Yeah, it's crazy. And then we've also got countries that, Iran, here's an opportunity. Edge of the box. He steps back. Should have probably taken the shot. It was a tough one, but he probably should have taken the shot there. And they'll be blocked away from the Kiwis, and he'll go for a throw-in. Go on for a throw-in. Oh, it's one Sapri. Singe isn't world standard striker. I just predict USA versus Australia. What will happen? Well, I hope the Aussies can get up for it. I think it's going to be a very, very tight game. I'm going to predict a 2-1 Australia. I'm going to do it. I think the USA can score, but I think that we looked really good against Turkey, and I think Paraguay looked awful, so I don't really know how to take the USA right now, and I think that New Zealand are going to head this ball away. Still in the box here for Iran. New Zealand head the ball away, and then they clear it. Beautiful. That will go over for a throw-in on the Iranian defensive side of the field. I think that the Americans love to utilize that 2-1 friendly win for America a couple months ago without realizing that was a Australian C team up against a USA B team. It really didn't tell us much. So I'm really intrigued by this Saturday. Even if Australia was to lose, I'm just really intrigued how this game is going to play out because they've talked a lot of shit. The Americans have talked a significant amount of shit about Australia. Really, really disrespectful stuff. So it'll be nice to see Instagram turn into the World War. Is that going to be... That was close. He shoved him over there. I think it's fine, though. I think he's gone down too easily in the box. Here. He may yellow card the man who's gone down here. He's onside. Nah, he's gone down way too easy for mine. He's gone down way too easy. No way could you call that as a penalty. No way. No way. It's a shove, but like at the end of the day, he's gone down way too easy. Why are Aussies and Kiwis so tall, Dieki says? Yeah, no, we have some tall lads down here, mate. Some tall lads down here. Jeez, it would have been tight whether he was onside or not there, Chris Wood, but he just couldn't get his feet right. Oh, if he just could turn and shoot right there. Oh, yeah, the boot from the Iranian defender just gets in the way just before he can get that shot off. Kiwis have no expectations. This is time to let it all out. No, they don't have any expectations. You're right. What a cat. Get off the field. Disgraceful play from Moganlu. At the end of the day, that's what you're going to play for. Every team does it. Well, most teams do it. I shouldn't say every team does it. But with that being said, if you're getting a chance to get a penalty, that's what they're going to do. That's what players are going to do. For those who don't know who we're talking about Shatnriyar Moganlu. Morocco third. Well, realistically, Paraguay should not be progressing out of this group. With the way they performed against the USA, they were traffic cones, and that's why I'm so confused about what the Americans are, because I haven't seen them actually take on a team that I'm convinced in. Paraguay were not great. You can't tell me that Australia taking on Turkey was not a team that you can be convinced in. New Zealand right through the middle here. Oh, saved by the keeper. Bounces out, but it will come back to the keeper. New Zealand are chancing the arm. New Zealand are testing the waters. How good. Kiwis got the inspiration from the Aussies. Absolutely. That's what we do down here. The Anzacs just doing what we do, baby. 19 minutes gone. And Coco will kick it away. New Zealand have been way better since the goal. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it looked like at one stage Iran was going to start to dominate the possession and get the better attacking position well off. But since then, it's kind of just been all New Zealand. It's going to be a free kick now, though, to Iran. And they'll play this ball around the back out to the left wing. Up their blue lock in one half versus Netherlands. Japan are a very good team. Japan have every right to go through as the number one team in their group, but Netherlands should be fantastic as well. I think those two teams are actually really underrated this year. People don't rate the Netherlands typically, and Japan are getting some ratings, but as the dark horse and underrated pick, and I think that's fantastic. But again, without Mitoma, it makes it more difficult. New Zealand, I think, were bigger underdogs. Did you know what Paraguay do to even qualify for this World Cup? They beat Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay and drew versus Ecuador twice. Yes, so I'm very well aware of what they did, but that's not what they showed. I watched Paraguay in those games. I've seen what Paraguay have done beforehand. What we saw them do against America was pathetic. They were nervous for the moment. They haven't been in a World Cup for like 16 years. They were nervous for the moment, and they were never in the game. They never looked like they came to play defensively or attacking wise. They were traffic cones. So I maybe they'll wake up more or so into the tournament as the nerves get rid of the nerves. But yes, I'm very well aware of what they did. But you cannot tell me that Paraguay team that played USA were the same Paraguay team that played Brazil and Argentina for those wins. Mind you, Brazil not perfect. Brazil are a team that definitely are beatable nowadays, even though they've got some fantastic talent. Argentina is a surprise, but again, not the same teams that played. Not the same teams that played. I don't rate the Netherlands because of Coleman. Sure, I'll tell you though, they're going to be good. I don't know if they're going to win, but they're going to be good. And also, the guy who's predicted like every single World Cup through his statistics and all that kind of dribble, I don't truly believe it. But with that being said, he has predicted every World Cup based off of the statistic programs and the metrics that he uses, and he has projected that it is Netherlands to go and win. And that'll be booted away. And now here comes Chris Wood for New Zealand. Here comes Chris Wood. But he'll have to push this back. Nice work there from the Iranian defense to lock him down. And now they'll put this ball out into the wing. Tim Payne. No, he said Netherlands were going to win. Here's a chance. Have a shot. Have a shot. Oh, bro, you've got to take the shot there. You've got to take the shot. It completely opened up. Yes, you're 25 yards out, but you just have to. You're already up 1-0. Take the opportunity right now. Yeah, they got out to it too quickly. And see, now you get nothing from it. Now you get nothing from it, and Iran might score. You had to take that shot. Iran in the box. Off the post. You're kidding. That would have been a screamer. And that would have come down to New Zealand not taking that shot when it opened up. You can't be nervous in the World Cup. This is the big boys' play. Chuck your balls on the table and take that slap, take that shot. Otherwise, you could have been 1-1 very, very quickly. I would rather take a risk to try and make it 2-0 than I would to not take the risk, lose the ball, and then obviously give it the opportunity for a 1-1. Even if you miss it and it comes out for a goal kick, you've already set your defense. That was a Taremi shot at goal, by the way. But unfortunately, they just got too nervous just then. They got too nervous for that shot. Nobody's going to hate on you for missing a shot from 25 out when it's on. Exactly right. And he unfortunately put his team under pressure because then Iran can play it out to their style, to their speed, to their pace, whilst your defense is not set because you're attacking. But this is the big stage. This is the big dogs. You are at the FIFA World Cup. This is what happens. Every goal is incredibly important. Every goal is amazing. Actually, is there any live sites in New Zealand today, guys? Is there any live sites like what we have in Fed Square in Melbourne and what we have in Brisbane and Sydney and whatnot? Do you guys have live sites in Auckland and Christchurch and whatnot, or do people just not care? Luckily for us, our game was on a weekend, and also our game this weekend will be on a Saturday morning. Tian says, come on, Tim Payne. And then Iran take a shot from 25 out and almost score. Yeah. It reminds me of when we led 1-0 and Turkey took that shot. And here we go. Chris Wood. Great touch. Great defense. New Zealand still got the ball. Pass out to the left. Whips it in. Get the ball out to the right. No. They clear it away. Our viaduct is packed with supporters. Viaduct, is that like the main city area? I think I know what you're talking about. We don't have that maybe in Auckland. Probably in Auckland. So this is going to be a hydration break here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. This will be a hydration break coming on up. 25 minutes gone here. The Kiwis lead 1-0. How good. BEA, beautiful. But a long way to go here. but it is 1-0. Jared says, yeah, the viaduct is main city area around the CBD. I'm going to have a look, because that'd be cool to see all the Kiwis going crazy. New Zealand watch live site FIFA World Cup. I'm sure it will have it. No, I don't need the watch part live site. Surely you got something. Surely, or maybe Auckland. Maybe if I type in Auckland, I don't know. Here we go. While there are no official massive open-air FIFA fan festivals for the 2026 men's tournament in New Zealand, like there were for the 2023 Women's World Cup, well, that's bullshit. You can catch the action live at several dedicated sports pubs and viewing parties across Auckland. That's crazy. That's crazy. So what? They set up official tournament live sites for the women's game, but they don't set up the official live sites for the men's game? We serious? Come on. Support for footballers' cheeks here, probably worst out of every participant. Well, that's a good point too, Garrett. With that being said, is it the worst for football support? And especially is it because you guys aren't good? Or typically, I shouldn't say just in general. Surely you'd still get people to turn up for a FIFA World Cup match though. And again, they had an official live site for the women's, but they're not having an official live site for the men's. Yeah, you're probably right, though. Out of everybody here, you probably are the least football-based nation. Yeah, no, by far, actually. Because outside of you, it would then go to us in Australia. Outside of New Zealand, you'd probably then... No, USA. USA is the answer. USA is the answer. It's between New Zealand, Australia, and USA. For that regards. I went with a 0.1% pick for top scorer of this tournament. His stats don't lie. Better be Nestor Irankunda. I think we beat Iran. You'll get more support. Yeah, it's a good point. I think even this 1-goal lead here is a great showing for more support too, because it shows that you can compete. I feel like most Kiwis will probably just imagine that the New Zealand team's going to lose. And they're going to lose well, so there's no point getting out and supporting because we're ranked low and nobody cares about New Zealand football and all this kind of stuff. So I feel like you probably do need a win or a good result to gain some support. Daniel says definitely the least football orientated nation would be New Zealand or us. I think Oz supports football better than New Zealand. Could be wrong, but I've lived in both countries. Oz supports football better than New Zealand. That's because Socceroos have brought together the nation ever since probably 2006 because rugby union with the Wallabies went down and Socceroos went up. So we started seeing competitive nature with the Socceroos in 2006 and 2010. Even 2014, 2018. Iran's away here. Look at the speed. The speed, they're away here. They're away. That's way too early, and that's going to be keeper who gets... Oh, that's a dive. That's a yellow card. That's a yellow card for a dive there. That should be 100% a yellow card for a dive. I can't believe the referee. He better come out. Oh my gosh, New Zealand. If you had conceded there, I might have projectile vomited. I might have vomited if you had conceded that goal just then. But I will say 1-0. I cannot believe he hasn't been pinged for a dive there. That should be a yellow card against Mahebi. And then he's trying to claim... The Iranian player is trying to claim a foul after he's the one sliding in at the tackle for the ball. Really? But Crocombe, I also don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing as well. New Zealand will be able to turn the ball here. They've been really well with the control. And that's going to be a throw-in here for New Zealand in the attacking half. And that's really good stuff there from Iranian defense. But New Zealand get the ball. The passing accuracy, not great. Back inside. Chance here. Shoot. Oh, it's on target, I think. I think that was a sneaky on target shot. Nobody else was really around him there to... Yeah, he had to get down well here. Nobody else was really in the area for him to get that ball back inside. 29 minutes gone. Struck with power, but... It's a very difficult angle to get a goal in there. Very difficult angle. All right, Iran now put the pressure back on with the attack. If Iran go and score to make it 1-1, you probably do just imagine they they turn this game away. Oh, that's going to go over the bar. Yeah, way too powerful. You knew that was coming. If they go and make this 1-1, they probably run away with it. But if New Zealand can... If New Zealand can hold this out to 1-0 at half time, I think there's a great chance they could go on to win this game. I think there's a fantastic chance for them to do it, which should not be the case. But I think there would be. Trump living rent-free in their minds. Okay, let's not make this political, man. Like, it's obviously pretty difficult in regards to the situation and in regards to the footballing situation because of the political situation. We're not going to go into politics, man. So let's try and keep politics out of it for the time being. Iran, they're going to be just inside the box. And that's going to be New Zealand ball. Good defense. They can counter. You can counter. You can counter. You can counter, but nobody's there for it. Nobody's there. Hunters come on New Zealand. Mate, they're flying right now. 30 minutes gone here, guys. See that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. There is definitely some gaps here for both sides, really. Both sides have been showing some signs of gaps coming through. Our CBE is dead now. Ever since COVID, hundreds of stores closed down. Economy is down, yeah. Mike says, comment on my 20 score if you can. His stats I just mentioned above. You know, I saw a man. You said Suarez. I don't think Colombia is going to be in a good enough position to... And I do think John... Arias is going to probably steal a couple. We saw him score a couple the other day, actually, for Colombia. I don't think Colombia is going to go anywhere near far enough to have the amount, the top goal scorer. I would have originally, however, said Oyarzabal with Spain because they had a pretty cruisy run, but that's just not going to be the case. The benefit with Argentina and avoiding them is that they've got three players that are going to take goals off each other in Lionel Messi. You've also got Lautaro Martinez and... Julian Alvarez. Portugal, you're not going to be relying on Ronaldo at his age, but he is their main guy there. So I don't mind like a sneaky little surprise pick. Iran in goal. Here's a chance. Is he onside? Is he onside? Is he onside? It is onside. It is a goal here for Iran. It is a goal here for Iran, but I want to check the onside. I would like to check the onside, offside here, but it is for the time being a goal. We just have to wait for the VAR. We just have to wait for the VAR here. They have scored. It is 1-1, but it will be close in regards to onside, offside. I thought originally he was offside, but we'll see. So let's see here. So they put this ball in there. Oh, I think he's I don't know. We need to see this again, actually. I think he may be. We need to see a side angle. Show us a side angle here. Oh, surely he's offside. Oh, apparently he does keep himself. They haven't confirmed it yet, but the commentary just said keeps himself on side. I'd really like to see a side angle here to prove this. It would be good if they showed the good angle. Yeah, they're not showing us an angle right now. They're still not showing us an angle. But I'm pretty certain they've confirmed it. Yep, they have, because they've allowed the play to continue. All right, well, it's 1-1. I guess they'll have to come back. They'll probably show us it later. They usually... Yeah, they usually come back and show in regards to a offside no call. Dub says, New Zealand going to get a ram in. Why do you hate New Zealand? What's wrong with you? Who hates the Kiwis? What has the Kiwis ever done for you to hate New Zealand? It's amazing. This is a great result for them already. Scoring the first goal is amazing for them regardless. New Zealand now. You're talking shit. Oh no, he's missed that badly. That was a bad one. You're talking shit about a team that's ranked in the 80s, man. Settle down in regards to getting a ram in. What? You get off on New Zealand struggling against a 20th ranked team when they are 85th? One of the lowest ranked teams in the tournament? Mr. Zero says, bro, we got this. We were actually attacking. We can score. We got this. I hope so, man. I hope so. I doubt it. Again, I predicted Iran to win. Dub says I'm a Kiwi. Okay, well, I was trying to back you in, man. I was trying to back the Kiwis in. I was trying to back him in. If you want to hate one team in this World Cup, who will it be? America. I love America overall, but when it comes to football, America. It's not like New Zealand is Queensland in Origin time. Yeah, no, we win Origin usually though, mate. Now we're going to score again. New Zealand can do it. There's a long way to go here. 7 attempts at goal for 3 on target for New Zealand. 5 attempts at goal for 2 on target for Iran. It's actually better for New Zealand. What do you think about the amount of draws in this World Cup thus far? It's football. Welcome to football. Welcome to football, man. USA and England are both for hate watching. I don't have as much a problem with England, but that's probably because we have a lot of English audience now as well. But I don't really have that much problem with England comparatively to the Yanks right now. Garrett says, who do you think is going to win the World Cup? Well, originally I thought it was going to be Spain. Well, I can throw that one out there. Well, I'm not, because Spain usually struggle in their first game of the tournament. So I probably should still stick with the pre-tournament favourites. We haven't seen France yet. We haven't seen England yet. Germany looks good, but it was against Curaçao. We haven't seen Portugal yet. We haven't seen Argentina yet. We have seen Brazil, and they looked average against Morocco, especially with the first 20. Who else am I missing here? I'm definitely missing somebody else. Oh, 1 second. No, they're going to clear that away there, Iran. Who else am I missing? Croatia's not doing it. Need to see what US can do against Paraguay. US can do against a half-decent team in Australia, or if they go and beat Australia convincingly this week, it'll convince me that Paraguay were off based off of the US tactics. If Australia go in and beat USA, it'll convince me that Paraguay were just not on themselves. Spain lost to Switzerland first game of 2010 World Cup. Yep, correct. They always struggle the first game of the Cup. That's why I'm still kind of convinced in them, but they looked really average today. Lamine didn't come on until much later. Ferran Torres was just awful in the first. I can't believe it took him 70 minutes to sub him out. 70 minutes was outrageous for Ferran Torres to play. New Zealand with the ball at the halfway point. 37 minutes gone here. France, we haven't seen France play yet, mate. So France have a really good team. The only issue that I have with France is that if France go well, Dembele is 1,000,000% getting the Ballon d'Or. I don't believe that Kylian Mbappe is going to want the light of France to be on Dembele. I think he's going to want it to be on him because Dembele is getting this and he's doing well at Paris Saint-Germain. He's gone to Real Madrid, not won really anything. And I don't believe that his ego is going to want to allow Dembele to be the star figure when Dembele probably should be the star figure right now, despite how good Kylian Mbappe can be, especially for France, what we know what he did in the 2022 World Cup. So I just feel like there could be some ego issues in the French team right now. And whilst I think they've got an amazing team, I just want to wait and see. I need to wait and see in regards to how France perform. And their first game is against Senegal, which is probably the most difficult team in their group. I know they also have Norway, don't they? Hold on. New Zealand out to the right wing. New Zealand, they whip this ball in. Good chance, but it goes out for a goal kick. It goes out for a goal kick. I think, yeah, it's group I. Yeah, Norway, Iraq, Senegal, and France. It's a tough group. That's probably the group of death. I would say that is the group of death. Yeah, it would be. Netherlands got third 2 years ago in the group and ended up in semi-finals. Sure, not too sure what that's about, but sure, yeah. Norway hat-trick, Haaland. I think Antonio Nusa is the one that people aren't talking about. Ødegaard, Haaland, great, but Antonio Nusa is also fantastic. All right, well, 40 minutes gone here, folks. It is 1-1. Okay, here we go. This will show us the onside, offside. Oh, dude, I'd love a slowed down, slow motion of that. It probably is maybe just, but I would love a slowed down, slow motion of it. So it is 1-1 at the moment. Is the game still quite open or are Kiwi starting to tie? It's still quite open, mate. It's still definitely up there for the taking. I would worry more so going into the second half. Right now, it's pretty sweet still. I don't know what's happening now, though. We're just kind of seeing slow motion shots of players. Oh, there's an injury. There's an injury to one of the Iranian players here. God bless him. We can't see who it is because he's completely surrounded. There's an injury here to one of the Iranian guys. I think it is either Sayed Ezzatullahi or Mohamed Mahebi. France will never do well versus African teams, Mike says. So let me guess, you're betting on Senegal. Does he knee himself on the way down? Baddie alert. But Ivory Coast is a friendly, Mike. Stop going too heavily on friendlies. Like, sure, it happened, but it was an international friendly. Friendlies don't really mean too much. Really at all. But it's a good way to get the hit out and to see how teams are trying to progress, but it's not a significant note. That was an all-white baddie. Baddie alert. How good's the World Cup? How good's the World Cup broadcasters? Okay, so he's... I don't know if he's up right now, but I can't see him being worked on the side. No, he is still on the sideline, and that is... now I can see it is Saeed Ezzatullahi. Ezzatullahi. Now New Zealand will head this ball over the sideline. Netherlands never lost a wave goodbye friendly, but did versus Algeria at home. Okay, what's your point? I can tell you who's starting to tire Garrett. It's not the Kiwi team. It's not the Iranian team. It's me. It's me. I've been up since... What time do we start? 10:45 p.m. yesterday for me. It's now 8:46 a.m. So, yeah, it's been a long one, but that's what we do here. And then we'll get a good sleep before we do it all again tomorrow. Oh, Iran. No, pass wasn't heavy enough. If he had got a good, strong power touch behind that, they would have been away. 3 minutes left here in the first half with that added time. Iran have more fans by the looks of it. Of course. Of course, Iran was always... Kiwis don't really get into football at all, mate. They really don't. Like, if the Kiwis... This isn't to use my audience as a gauge, but if the Kiwis cared, I have a significant audience. Like, for Warriors games on this channel, we have between 4... But nowadays, we have between 3, 4, 5, and 800 people who watch our streams live for the New Zealand Warriors. We've got 100 people here, which is so awesome, and I appreciate everybody for watching. My point is the difference in viewership is due to the fact that people in New Zealand right now, one, they're at work, but also two, oh, here we go. Oh, it's going to come away for Iran. But also two, the care factor just isn't there between the Warriors and the All Whites. Yikes, all-nighter. Yep, that happens. That happens, mate. Amit says, Oz have done really great beating Turkey's amazing. No, that was an amazing result the other day. Very happy with that. If they win this game, they'll get behind them, I reckon. If they can find a way to win this game, yep, sure. Even if they draw, I feel like they'll watch them. But the issue is that New Zealand play all their games on a weekday. Good time zones for them, but a weekday. Whilst we play all our games on a weekend. Like we play, for you it's Friday, but for us it's Saturday. Actually, when is the Paraguay game? I know the first 2 games are weekends. Is this a free kick New Zealand right on the edge of the box? Yes, it is. Free kick New Zealand in a fantastic area. Oh, would you have a direct shot here, or would you try and whip this bad boy in? Would you try to whip this bad boy in and go for a shot? I'd be tempted in the shot, man. I'd be tempted in the shot. Each game is 6 days apart. Sunday, Saturday. Oh, it's a Friday. All right. Come on, Kiwis. You got a great chance here. Chris Wood sizing up the angle here if he wants it. Or it's singed there as well. Chris Wood puts it in. On target. Straight to the keeper. Need to win this game, bro. Literally crucial. This is the game you must win. But then again, Iran is ranked 20th and Egypt are ranked 29th. I agree with you. I believe that Egypt probably are underserviced there in regards to ranking. And I feel like Iran might be a little bit high. I think they're a decent bit high in regards to this specific area of the table. For example, the teams that I have probably above them in their area, Nigeria beat Iran. Nigeria are 25th, mind you. They beat Iran. I would probably put Denmark. I would put... Oh, right now, Iran have dropped to 23rd and Australia have dropped to 22nd, by the way. If New Zealand, if you can find a way to draw this game, you will help your Anzac brothers out dramatically. If you can find a way to win the game, they'll drop off like 20 points and they'll go probably to a more reasonable standpoint. So they start at 20th. They're already down below Denmark, below Korea, and below Australia. 3 teams I would have said are above them. They've also gone to a point where if they continue to if they lose this game, they will go below Austria. They will not go below Nigeria unless they lost like 4-1 maybe, which isn't happening. And they're not going to go below Turkey. Yeah. Here's a chance here for New Zealand. That's a free kick, surely. Shot on goal, but it will be saved. 6 minutes out of time, by the way. 5.5 minutes left here. 45 minutes gone. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. So yeah, I was about to come into the rankings to say I think that Australia and Korea and Denmark and the likes are actually above them, even though they're ranked in 20th. Whilst Egypt are ranked in 29th. I feel like you're probably seeing a very equal ranking for Iran and Egypt when you're actually watching them. Ecuador, probably fair enough. They were higher up on 24th, but because of that 1-0 loss to Ivory Coast, who are, were in 33rd, they will drop now down to 28th, and Ivory Coast have gone up to 30th. Just in front of Norway. But Norway, if they get their win tomorrow against Iraq, well, then they're probably going to jump. No, they won't jump enough to jump into the top 30. They're 1557. Oh, yeah, they will. Yeah, they'll go above Ivory Coast. I don't think they'll go up by enough. They would need to win pretty convincingly to go above Egypt with 13 plus. 13 plus swing in their favour. But Iraq are ranked, what are they, like 40th? Wow, no. They're ranked 57th, Iraq. Ranked 57th. Damn. Yeah, they did lose 1-0 to Jordan. Ivory Coast, Ecuador with Cinema. Hit the post 3 times. Yeah, very close game. 1-0 in the 90th. The Belgium-Egypt result hurts us. Maybe. It just depends on how you play Egypt. I don't feel like you beat either team, but I also didn't think you beat Iran. I think I went pre-game 3-1 Iran, didn't I? Morning mate from Ireland. Only ever been on your rugby league streams. Good to see you watching the 40 most entertaining game of the World Cup so far. It's actually been pretty fun, yeah, for sure. No, I've been streaming. We're here for pretty much every game. Viable Solutions. We haven't been here for every game. We've only missed a couple though. But we'll be here for the entire tournament, and then we're going to be transitioning into a lot more football content as well. But yeah, we're still maintaining every game of rugby league as per usual. We've got State of Origin tomorrow, big game. Australia versus New Zealand round of 32 FIFA World Cup would be insane. Well, we'd need to come second, and they would need to come second. I can't see that happening, mate. Cannot see that happening. But then again, if they header from Iran just over the bar, it will stay 1-1 with a goal kick. Blaze does need his rest between some games in the all-nighter. Yeah, for example, I didn't do the Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia game. Belgium, Egypt, most entertaining game so far. No way. What? Belgium, Egypt? No chance was that the most entertaining game so far. No chance. South Korea game was exciting as. That was a good game. South Korea versus... who was it South Korea versus? Shit, I can't even remember who played that. That was only a couple of days ago now, but I've watched a lot of football in between. Who was the South Korea game? I really enjoyed that one. Oh, they're away. They're away here, Iran. There's 2 minutes to hold out here, Kiwis. Just get through this next 2 minutes. Just get through this next 2 minutes here. Okay, who was... Oh, South Korea, Czechia. That's the one. I really enjoyed that game, to be fair. I did. I loved it. As an Australian, I love the Australia game versus Turkey. Free kick to Iran just outside the box. Spain, Cape Verde was still good for a 0-0. Yeah, it was okay. Surely Blaze, he didn't bet against your Anzac mates, New Zealand. I've predicted Iran to win, but I also am completely, clearly supporting New Zealand here. I'd much rather see New Zealand win because I love you guys over there, bloody New Zealand. But with that being said, analytically, I'm predicting Iran. I think everybody is predicting Iran, but it was so good to see New Zealand take the lead at 1-0. Now it's 1-1. And Iran, just before half-time, they have an opportunity. 4.5 minutes gone with the 6 minutes added on. And it goes. That's a goal. That's a goal for Iran. That is a nice goal. Oh, he's offside. He's offside. He is offside. Offside. Super close. He was completely free. He's offside by a good 2 meters. Thankfully. Otherwise, it would have been a 2-1 lead there for Iran. New Zealand, your bacon has been saved, mate. No vinegar either with Gary. No vinegar either. Glad they know to call offside now. Well, I don't even necessarily agree with the last one was offside. We didn't get a good angle. You can't be so adamant that it was offside when we didn't get a good angle of it. We weren't shown a good angle. And I would probably be inclined to believe that it probably was onside from the slight little angles that we've seen, but I would like to see a side on angle to prove it, which they haven't shown. Probably get killed for saying this, but would be fun if Iran won the World Cup and the orange Mussolini. Let's keep political stuff out of it, Viable Solutions. Let's keep the political stuff out of it, mate. That can go down deep paths. And now it will be Iran playing this out of the back. New Zealand nearly get the ball there. 6 minutes gone. Surely that's time, ref. There we go. That is time. And it will be 1-1. How good for the Kiwis. No one gave them a chance. No one thought they would be even within cooey whatsoever. But here they are. Giving it their damn well best against the previously 20th ranked team in Iran, who have now dropped down to 23rd. You're helping out your Anzac brothers here. I would have actually loved to have seen where they were with the rankings had they, when they were down. Oh, here we go. This will tell us. Thursday, 11th of June. Oh, no, that's last week. Yeah, okay. So, it won't tell us what it was just beforehand. I wonder what losing to an 85th ranked nation, how many points you do actually drop off. Sorry, 82nd. Yeah, they were 85th. Now they're 82nd with a draw. I wonder how many points you would drop off for losing that significantly to an 85th ranked nation. Probably dead set in the 25. They probably would drop off a vast amount. Now, you saw Paraguay drop off 17.5 on the rankings when they lost to USA, and Paraguay are ranked 42nd, and USA are ranked up there in 15th position. So if they're losing 17 points for that, God help whatever Iran could have lost if they were to lose this game. Turkey losing to Australia. Now remember, Australia were 27th. Turkey were 23rd. They lost 26.26 points. Ecuador, who were in 23rd, lost to Ivory Coast with 33rd. They lost 27.75 points. I'm telling you, if Iran lost this game, they could get tanked so heavy, probably in the 35 range, which would, if they lost the 35 range, they would be below, they would probably go below Egypt in 29th. They probably would go to around where they'd go below. Yeah, they'd go below Ivory Coast as well, and then obviously they'd probably go below Norway as well, and maybe even Canada. Jeez, they got to hope they don't lose this game, man. They got to really, really hope they don't lose this game. But anyway, that's half time, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. Okay, so Mike, I'm telling you, I'm very well aware of kind of what you're doing. You're trying to get those little cheeky reactions, man. We're not here for you just to try and get those little reactions and whatnot. Please spare me in regards to the Paraguay dribble, because I know what you're doing. I know what you're trying to achieve, and it's not going to work. Richard says, good commentary, mate, watching from Malaysia. Appreciate you, Richard. Currently in Malaysia, I'm currently in Vietnam. I'm in Nha Trang in Vietnam. Beautiful view out here. Warm day. It's 8:58 in the morning, 9 a.m. But no, we're live for pretty much every game, man. So appreciate you for tuning in. Great first half of football, better than Belgium and Egypt. And yet we had a comment before saying how good Belgium and Egypt was. That was a dead game. That was a dead game. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne though nearly got an absolute banger of a free kick. That was nice. He nearly got a banger of free kick into the left side of the goal. Australia winning was the best game so far. Them giving USA a flogging next will be the best game. Hopefully, man. But let's quickly have a look at some of these stats. Tomorrow is going to be very busy, Jared. Let's have a look at some of these stats here at half time. So possession-wise, 42% possession to Iran. No, sorry, not 42%. 48% possession to Iran, 52% possession to New Zealand. So New Zealand is actually winning the possession battle. Now, the live win probability has New Zealand at 20%, draw at 38%, and Iran at 42%. But what's surprising here is that it's 9 shots to 5 on target for New Zealand, to 7 shots for 2 on target. So that's a pretty big gap. That means that pretty much every shot that you're seeing from New Zealand is going on target. But then for Iran, pretty much every shot they're taking isn't going on target, but they've at least got that one goal to save themselves. Now, the passing accuracy from New Zealand is actually really impressive here. 87% to 82%. You are very happy from that. You are very, very happy with that if you are New Zealand. And then, obviously, there's not been any yellow cards yet. We've seen one corner which went to New Zealand, and we just had the one offside in this game so far, which went against Iran. But yeah, look, if you're New Zealand right now, you're pretty happy. But also, if you're Iran, you know it just takes one goal to break this game wide the hell open, son. Come on, Iran win. Michael McIntyre says, are you from Iran, Michael? Terminox says, this game has had everything. Yeah, it's been an enjoyable game so far for sure. It's been an enjoyable game. So hopefully it keeps on going down that path. Long way to go, though. Long way to hold out. I'm telling you, if you are a New Zealand fan, you're from New Zealand, it's going to be the most excruciating next 45 minutes of your life. Especially considering you guys have never won a FIFA World Cup match before. In your history, you've never won. And you play Belgium and Egypt after this, and I'm just like, that's going to be a tough one. Especially with the pace of a Jeremy Doku. Doku could crush this. Doku could crush this pace in this game. And then Kevin De Bruyne there too. Darren says, Paraguay just didn't come to play as an American that loves the game of football. Our Australian matchup really shows we are. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, mate. It's not about being disrespectful to America, because at the end of the day, you still have to put the ball in the back of the net. You still have to be the better quality team, and you still have to show the speed and the pace to outdo Paraguay. All fair and granted, America deserved the win. There is no two ways about that. The issue is exactly what you said, that Paraguay did not come to play at any stage of that game. They didn't look good defensively. They didn't look good attacking-wise. They didn't hold the possession. Every single time they had the ball, they passed it immediately back to America. So whilst everyone uses this excuse of, well, they beat Brazil and they beat Argentina, and there's problems with that Brazilian team too, mind you, and Argentina are good, but there's also still problems there, but Argentina are good. The point of the matter is that this Paraguay team was not what we saw there. So that's why I keep saying, what we see from USA against Australia will tell us everything we need to know about them. If it's a draw, I'll probably say that the Americans were good, and it was a mixture of America was great and Paraguay just wasn't great as well. If Australia come in and win this game by any margin, I'll probably say that America had a very easy matchup against a Paraguayan team that did not turn up on the day. Doesn't mean they can't turn up against Australia, and doesn't mean they can't turn up against Turkey. But Turkey are going to be fired up, man. They're going to be fired up. Paraguay, God bless you, in that game. But if Australia go and win, it will tell me that America, that first win, wasn't actually that great. But if Australia lose this game by even 1 goal, 2 goals, then I feel like it'll show that the US first game wasn't just a Paraguay no-show, and USA really did actually turn up in that game and force Paraguay into that way. Again, though, regardless, Paraguay still play poorly. It would just come down to the levels of American quality from that first game based off of the second game, and then also the Turkey game. And Turkey are going to need to win both their games from here on out. They just simply will. If they don't, like, either way, I just can't see. I can't see a 3-goal deficit for, this is worst case and nightmare scenario for Australia. So the only way that I could see Australia not getting through in third is if we got slaughtered by the US 4-1. We then go down to -2 rather than the +2. We're -2. Paraguay are currently in -3. And then maybe they lose by 1 to Turkey, and then they go to -4, we're -2, and then they win by 2 against us. That's the only way. Do you see how hard that is? So that's why winning 2-0 and having 3 points, Paraguay need to beat us, and they need to win by, they need the goal margin to be eaten into and whatnot. And we've just shown how good defensively we can be. It's so difficult to see Australia not qualifying now. Same thing goes for America. America are qualifying, and Australia probably should be qualifying because there are going to be worse off third place teams. I'm an Atlanta United fan, so I watched Almiron all season, and even just watching him, he seemed awkward. For me, Paraguay haven't been at a World Cup in 16 years. So for mine, it was like, I don't think they handled the pressure well. Not only are you coming to your World Cup for the first time in 16 odd years, you are then traveling to America, the host nation, to play this American team that isn't over this speed and this pace, and they do have decent enough players there to exploit you, and that's what they did. So that's why I say full credit to America for getting the win, but also I can see Paraguay, and I can see you weren't that same team against Brazil and Argentina, because the FIFA World Cup is a different breed. The FIFA World Cup is a whole different ball game to friendlies, and even in regards to World Cup qualifiers, and in regards to your AFCONs for Africa or your Asian Cups for Australia, which is on early next year, or your CONCACAF or your Euros and whatnot. The World Cup is a different breed, and especially when you're playing the first game against the host nation. Like, you even saw it from Turkey, right? Like, Australia played really well, but you saw it from Turkey had a little bit of nerves as well, with the fact that they haven't been here since 24 years ago, back in 2002, prior to Australia even making the World Cup. This is the first time that Australia's ever been at a World Cup at the same time that Turkey's ever been at a World Cup, by the way. Durandell says, New Zealand has never been that good at football. Rugby, on the other hand. Yeah, for sure. I don't think anybody's debating that, though, Durandell. I don't think anybody's debated that at all. Oh, I don't know if Australia's giving up 3 goals. If they defend the way that they did against Turkey, they're not giving up 3 goals, man. Like you, I only enjoy Football World Cup games. Oh, I enjoy football in general. I'm just beginning of footballing extremes here, but I've watched football all my life, my man. But like you, I only enjoy Football World Cup games. As a Kiwi, it's been 30-odd years since we did our best. 47 years a Bulldogs-died fan. 22 years waiting to close in on the big show again. Says it all. 47 years of Bulldogs died. 22 years waiting to close in on the big show again. 22 years big show again? Because it can't be for Bulldogs. Because I guess if you're referring to them, 4, okay, but I'm not too sure kind of the relevance there. But because if you're talking about football, then it was 16 years ago that you were in the last World Cup, which was the last time actually the Paraguay were in the World Cup. But I would really like to see the Kiwis get some more support behind them. I really would. They're giving it a good crack here today, and they drew every game in 2010. Now you are essentially guaranteed every World Cup you will make the World Cup. You are guaranteed it. Because if you don't make the World Cup, then you don't deserve to exist on the basis that you would have lost to a Fiji or a Solomon Islands or a Vanuatu or a Papua New Guinea or a Cook Islands, and all those teams are 140 and below in the rankings. That's your qualification process. So you are now essentially guaranteed a World Cup every single time. You'll be there in Morocco and Turkey and wherever it is in the next one, which I think it is Morocco, Turkey, and the likes. You'll be there. So this is a good platform for New Zealand to grow, but the issue is that their qualifiers, you are going to continue to win 8-0, 10-0, 14-0, because that's what we used to do 20-plus years ago. Two-time Beach MVP. Yeah, Beach MVP for mine. That was fantastic too. That Elijah Just goal was poetry in motion. I can watch replay of it for hours. Paraguay was starstruck first time World Cup after 16 years. They're emotional. Yeah, they had no idea what they were doing that game. They had no idea, unfortunately. I'm from the Newcastle in the UK, Michael says. Well, there you go. Get around your Toon Army, son. Get around the Geordies. Get around the Geordies. Well, you wouldn't really be liking us talking a little bit negatively on Almiron then. In that Paraguay game. We're not talking about Almiron in a negative way from in Newcastle. We're definitely just talking about he was quite, unfortunately, poor in that game for Paraguay against USA. Also, where are you from? I like your knowledge and input on football. I'm from Australia, man. I permanently travel, and We stream pretty much every game here. Not every game, because the FIFA World Cup is just a slaughter if you do every single game of streaming, and some games are just dead. But I'm from Australia, man. Son says, hello, Michael. I'm the owner of Sunderland. We don't allow Newcastle people here, sorry. We do definitely allow Newcastle people here, Sundo, because G was offside, and G played for Sunderland. G did not play for Newcastle. And the Stadium of Light, I'll never forgive it for that. So we do, in fact, let me think. Are we going to allow Newcastle? Yeah, no, we will allow Newcastle fan. Yes, under. Yes, beautiful. Okay, here we go. They're showing whether it was onside or not here. This will show it. Oh, yeah, he's onside for sure. Yeah, correct call. Correct call by the VAR. He was onside for that Iranian goal. Sunderland is Alibaba Express of Premier League. They played second league not too long ago. Sunderland were very good this year, man. They made Europe. Sunderland were very good this year. Joyful Green Girls says, yeah, just saw a slow-mo sideways replay of that goal. He's onside. He's onside by a mile. By a mile. But the second half is about to get rocking and rolling here, folks. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new around here. The games will be live for tomorrow. Will be France versus Senegal, Iraq versus Norway, Argentina versus Algeria, and Austria versus Jordan. So the games to really watch on for there. France Senegal is going to be a spicy one in New York, New Jersey. We get to see Erling Haaland make his debut, but also watch out for Antonio Nusa and look at Ødegaard and what this Norwegian team can do. I think they'll go pretty well. Then you've got Lionel Messi, Lautaro Martinez, and also Julian Alvarez going up against Algeria, and people are giving Algeria a sneaky little chance of a potential upset. And then Austria and Jordan. I think Austria should be winning that game, but I would love to see Jordan give it a bit of a fight. You know, we had a few Jordanians join us for our Jordan versus Colombia stream in the international friendlies, and that was good to see. But I do think Austria probably should win that, but Austria aren't that great either. They're not. Are you saying Iran got hit by corruption? No, he's saying it's onside. He's saying the correct call was made. Question for the guys who put a bet on Iran or New Zealand to win. What happens if you bet if the game ends in a draw? They lose. Do you get your money back because you were neither right nor wrong? No, you were wrong. You've got either a selection of betting on Iran or a selection of betting on draw or a selection of betting on New Zealand. They're all a part of the same thing. It's all the same thing. So if you bet on New Zealand and it's a draw, you lose your money. If you bet on New Zealand and Iran win, you lose your money. But there are options. There are certain secular bets where you can bet on New Zealand and draw, and then it's only if Iran win that you lose your money. But that would typically be, that's a double chance. But if it's not a double chance, you can also go New Zealand win and draw no bet, which means you kind of half your winnings, but you get your money back if it's a draw. There's a lot of different factors. House always wins. House always wins, Jared. House always wins. I'll take that as a compliment. Thanks, Mike. I just don't understand why he's having a kick. Sunderland had a really good year this year. Again, G was offside, I know. So G was offside. But with that being said, I had a really good year. All right, second half is about to get started here. We're about to see some substitutions. Yosefi will come off here for Iran. Let me just get the lineups here, as there is a couple of substitutions being made. Well, there's definitely one being made from Iran. That's Aya Yosefi coming off for Mehdi Gayedi. Mehdi Gayedi comes on for Aya Yosefi. No substitutions from New Zealand. House always wins, mate. All right, well, give me some score predictions in the chat. Give me some score predictions in the chat. Don't rely upon your bet for your thought process. Give me a genuine score prediction in the chat. Let's do it. Let's see if the Kiwis can hold out for another memorable... Could you imagine if they have 4 draws in a row? They've only played 4 World Cup matches and all 4 of them are draws. Could you imagine? That'd be insane. That would be insane. But second half is where the boys become men. So you're going to learn pretty quickly if you've got what it takes. New Zealand, it's going to go straight to Iran. Grand Final 10-4. Yeah, so great, Taylor. We're going to really focus on rugby league on the rugby league streams, man. So obviously, Iran are away here, Iran away here. So we'll talk about football, rugby league and whatnot on State of Origin tomorrow, or all the rugby league streams this weekend. We'll definitely Focus a lot more on rugby league then. We've got plenty of rugby league streams for that at the moment, though. We are in the FIFA World Cup in a pretty major game here for New Zealand, so we'll talk about the old rugby league tomorrow. And plus, we've got 7 or 8 games this weekend too that we can talk all about that. We won 2-0. 2-1 New Zealand, I believe, like Socceroos. No, he's saying he believes that New Zealand will win like the Socceroos. But, yeah, we did win 2-0. Saturday tomorrow, completely forgot. Mate, Sunday, I don't even know what day it is, really. But we're existing. You know, we're living, Barry. We're living, champion. We're just doing what we're doing. And then I'll whack this ball down to the goalkeeper. Evening 2-1 New Zealand. It'd be beautiful, wouldn't it, Jess? That would be beautiful. They were up 1-0 at one stage, and they're the ones with the ball right now. They're just outside the edge of the box. Chris Wood, have a crack. There was a chance. That was a chance there for Wood, but it will go well over the bar. Well over the bar. And Iran will get the goal kick. Hopefully, if New Zealand win, the Kiwis will start to care. Surely. I think they just need to see that they've got a winning chance. Like, for example, look at the improvement of the Warriors and the fan support of the Warriors based off of them becoming a lot more successful. When they weren't good, no one cared about the Wars, and it was all just rugby union this and rugby union that, and now it's not rugby union jack. Another the short videos. Iran here into the left wing, and they'll let it go for a corner. Yeah, you like the one yesterday about Turkey, yeah? Yeah, good video. Good video. Letting them know exactly what's up. What a stupid comment, though. What a stupid comment from old mate saying, like, if we had have played the way that they wanted us to, they would have won. Thanks, Sherlock Holmes. Brilliant. Brilliant thought process. We really got to the bottom of that one. Really knuckled down for that thought process. Unbelievable stuff. Amazing. Amazing, really. I'm so deeply apologetic. We did not play the exact game style that you wanted so that you could beat us, you knob. All right, corner coming up for Iran. Corner whacked in. And, good opportunity, but Iran should be able to get this one away. And they do. They put it up. That's probably too high. They'll head it back to the edge of the box. Shot blocked away from the Kiwis. And they'll go over for the throw-in for New Zealand. No, they're going to call it for a throw-in for Iran. Rocket science. Amazing stuff. Good work there from New Zealand to get the strike away. Head that bad boy away. This is in Los Angeles, by the way, for those who don't know. 50 minutes gone here, folks. Still 1-1. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. If we do see this finish up this way at 1-1, it will be an amazing little upset. It would be an amazing upset. But there is still a long, long way to go here for us to get this upset. Come on, Kiwis, get behind your team. You need a live site in Auckland. That's really what I think catapulted. That's what catapulted Australian football into what it is now. Because the live sites got all the larrikins and the young lads and all the passionate fans together to go crazy at like 3 a.m. with each other at Fed Square. I feel like that's genuinely what took football to another level, because you'd wake up in the morning, all the non-football fans or the casual football fans, they'd wake up in the morning, they'd watch the Today Show or Sunrise or whatever, and they'd see how crazy people are going. I remember my mum, she was in Melbourne in the last World Cup, and she was like, why is there so many people out there screaming at 4 a.m? And I said to her, because it's the World Cup. There were thousands of people out. You know, the whole country came together. And I feel like people didn't want to miss out on that. Even if they don't really care for football, they now care for football because of that. So that's why I really feel like New Zealand would love to do that. We should really be doing that. Are you doing the English stream? Yes, I'll be there for that, Jess. TCL says, still rugby union, of course, in New Zealand. League is growing. Iran with the ball outside the box. Over the bar. New Zealand league is growing with the wide support, but grassroots league is rubbish, basically. Look, I think we all know that Union is still the biggest. However, the domestic game, I would say no. I would say the domestic game is definitely now Warriors. I would say the international game is absolutely still the All Blacks, and I think it probably always will be. But you can clearly see that rugby league has taken over domestically in terms of attendance and in terms of the fan support, because the Super Rugby competition has been dead for quite a few years now, whether that be Australia or that be New Zealand or that be the schmozzle with the South African teams and whatnot. The domestic game is just dead. It's gone. So they need to restructure that. They need to fix that, because nobody cares about the Super Rugby anymore. I think they'll probably go more so back to your, what's it, not NPC. What's the cup that you guys have? I can't remember. But the point of the matter is that, yeah, I think that domestically the game is not gone, but it's very much struggling, whilst rugby league has just taken over the domestic game for sure. And I don't know if rugby league would ever be able to take over the international game at all in New Zealand. Auckland FC are well supported. Yeah, but are they well supported because they're well supported, or are they well supported because they win? They'll whip this ball down to the right wing. Here's a chance for New Zealand. At least they've got the possession and they're putting on some pressure. They could have easily folded after that first goal. They could have easily folded and this could have easily blown out, but they're still holding the ball relatively well, and they've got a bit of an attacking opportunity right now. Their ball accuracy, their passing accuracy is actually pretty solid in this game, except for that pass just then, and I've jinxed them. So that's going to be the throw into Iran. They are yet to get a crowd under 10K in their history, which is insanely rare in A-League. Again, their success is telling me everything there. Watch them struggle, and then we'll see how much they care. Sports in New Zealand, Wellrider says, sports in New Zealand in general has been going downhill because country is broke. Valid, but also Warriors games still sell out. But also valid discussion. As a Wanderers fan, I'll proudly remind you, Sundo. Oh, dearie me. Sydney FC versus Wanderers. Come on, punch on in. You just have to meet Sundo in Vancouver, though, because he's the one. He's out there passionately supporting our Socceroos at the moment. Grant Taylor says, all Whites have a young, keen team of aspiring up-and-comers who are focused around following Chris, our best player. Yep. Tough one in Group G. We can only go up from here, really. Hopefully give their all. Well, they're clearly giving their all right now, mate. You know, Iran are ranked 20th pre-game, and you were ranked 85th pre-game. That's a long way between drinks. The fact that New Zealand is still 1-1 after 53 minutes is a great testament to how much they care and how much they're trying to win for your country, to grow the sport of football in your country. You know, New Zealand on paper and realistically on form should have lost this game comprehensively already. But yet they're still here, they're still fighting. And whilst they still may lose this game, it's a great deal of respect that I feel like, well, football should be showing New Zealand for at least being competitive in this game when nobody in the country cares. And New Zealand here, chance, Chris Wood, out, chance, it's a goal for New Zealand. Come on, New Zealand, 2-1 New Zealand. 2-1 New Zealand. 2-1 New Zealand. Come on. Now we're talking, baby. 2-1 New Zealand. Kiwi, baby. Kiwi, baby. Kiwi, Kiwi, Kiwi. Kiwi, baby. Kiwi, baby. Kiwi, Kiwi, Kiwi. Kiwi, baby. Kiwi, baby. Kiwi, baby. Kiwi. Come on, Kiwis. Come on, Kiwis. 2-1 New Zealand. Elijah Just has scored a brace here. Elijah Just has scored a brace for the Kiwis, and it is 2-1 New Zealand. What a absolute strike here. Great ball play from Elijah Just to Chris Wood, back to Elijah Just, and he just goes bang, and it is the Kiwis in front 2-1. 2-1 to New Zealand. Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. Guys, we're going to win. It would be amazing. You've never won a FIFA World Cup match before. Did he get a double? What a legend. Yes, that is his second goal. That is his second goal. It's Wood adjust again. Yeah, that was great ball play there. Just passes the ball to Wood. Wood, beautiful setback there. They would have obviously believed that Chris Wood was going to take that shot on, but he passes it back off to Elijah Just and just slaps it in. Just a reminder, the score may not line up with Blazer's streams. Remember not to spoil before he reacts. Yes, it will be slightly in front of me. unfortunately, because I have to watch through a VPN. New Zealand petrol prices just went up. Okay. Give them the key to the Sky Tower in Auckland. Someone says an Asian team still hasn't lost this World Cup yet. Yeah, you're right. But New Zealand, well, that would mean that Iran doesn't lose because New Zealand are an Asian team. But that would, yeah, you're basically suggesting that Iran will score then. Iran over the top into the left wing. I'm blaming you, Sundo, if they score here. I'm blaming you if they score here, Sundo. I'm blaming you if they score here, Sundo. They're in the box. They're in the box. Inside, headed down. Oh my gosh, they could have actually just scored just then, but New Zealand will get it away. They will get it away. Wow, this is going to be a very, very scary 24 minutes here for New Zealand. Sorry, it's 34 minutes, not 24 minutes. And it'll be offside against Iran. 34 minutes to get your first ever FIFA World Cup victory in New Zealand. Come on, a damn well, Kiwis. Have a crack, you cats. Have a crack. And Eliza Just Hattie would be something special. I'm just happy they've got two. If they can go and get another goal, like right now, actually, now I can go and have a look and see. I think it's the free kick New Zealand, no? Surely free kick New Zealand. I think I'll play it out. They're going to play it out. Oh, that will come away. And now be Iran ball. Okay, so where does that put the rankings? New Zealand get the ball back. They're the ones dominating right now. Iran have dropped 39.46 points. What? Jeez. Well, Australia have gone up to 22nd. Austria 23rd. Nigeria up to 24th. Nigeria aren't at this World Cup and they've gone up 2 spots. Turkey have gone below them and Iran have now dropped below them as well. Dion says, enter my seat over here. I'm telling you, this next 33 minutes is going to feel like 2 hours, mate. Watch. Been there many times before. People watching from New Zealand. People watching New Zealand for Tim Payne, but a new star in Elijah Justice has been born. Mate, how good has he been? 2 goals here. Beautiful. And they're not going to give the free kick to Iran here. And New Zealand will put this ball out to the right wing. You've got the space. Brother, you've got a... Oh, my gosh. You actually could have scored to make it 3 wonders then. He had made up so much ground down to that right wing. If Payne scores a goal, it'd be just nuts. Adlam says, do New Zealand have to come top 2 to advance in the group? Not necessarily. Top 2 is guaranteed. Oh, New Zealand, outside the edge of the box. Shoot the ball, please. You have to take the risk and shoot. That's a free kick, Iran. You have to take the risk and shoot. You are in playing with the big boys, baby. You're playing with the big boys. You need to take a shot. You need to take a shot. Tim Payne will get spoken to there. It'll be a free kick to Iran. So it says, but Iran will be the first to lose. Right now, maybe. Oh, no, here they go. They're onside in the box. He's going to cut it back here. Taremi puts it inside. Blocked away. Still Taremi. He should have a crack himself. No, instead he's going to just pass the ball into the New Zealand defence. Grant Taylor, the same opinions we had flying around in the 82 and my last comp was timed beautifully, don't you see? Go the Kiwis, go the Kiwis, go the Kiwis. Damn, I love that. Thanks. As you say, that's gold. Kind of Kiwis. And Zach Brothers, man. Well, Australians will always back in the Kiwis in a tournament like this, and I'm sure the Kiwis do too. Actually, the Kiwis did on the weekend when we beat Turkey. When it comes to rugby, it's a bit of a different story, but I also feel like Australians and New Zealanders support each other over a lot of the Northern Hemisphere teams and probably actually over all of the Northern Hemisphere teams in rugby union. Rugby league, I still feel like I'd get behind New Zealand over the likes of England, for sure. Yeah, I would. I would. And what other sports are there? But yeah, in football, it's very easy because we're both teams that have traditionally struggled in football, soccer. So it's very easy to support one another. New Zealand with the ball in the middle of the park, and they've got plenty of space here. Plenty of space. Oh, he's offside. It's a free kick to New Zealand. That is true. When we're facing each other, it's a great rivalry. When we're not facing each other, Aussies have my support. I would say for the most part, yeah. Like, for example, I'd love to see a Samoa or Tonga or Fiji or Papua New Guinea beat New Zealand in World Cup Rugby League, but that's a whole different story. I think it mostly just comes down to the Southern Hemisphere as well, but I would, probably go for the Kiwis over others. They bounce this ball back down, straight to the keeper. 30 minutes to go here of the game, folks. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. New Zealand aren't shying away here. They are still putting the pressure on. And now we're going to see Iran break past the halfway point. They put this ball into the area, and that would be a goal kick. They seem very frustrated. We're getting conservative again after scoring. That's not the play. No, I disagree. We've seen them break away just now. So anyway, Art of Limits, to explain to you and clarify, top 2 automatically qualify. Third place team, only 4 teams don't make it through. So obviously, everybody who comes fourth will not make it through to the next round of 32. And then 4 teams from the third place of each group. The 4 worst teams will also get eliminated. Everybody else is in the round of 32. Now, again, people don't know this. If New Zealand comes second in their group and Australia comes second in their group, it will be Australia versus New Zealand in the round of 32 in the next level of the tournament. But again, you still have to get through Belgium here. You still have to get through Egypt, which is not easy in New Zealand. You still haven't gotten through this game. In Australia, yes, great, you got through Turkey. USA is still going to be difficult, and I'd love to see what Paraguay are actually going to do when the tournament wakes up. So 2-1 New Zealand with 28 minutes to go here. New Zealanders, I just got to remind you, you are about to be peppered with attack for the next 28 because they're going to get desperate, and every game and every goal means so much. And that's going to be New Zealand ball down this right wing. Punch the ball back into the centre, and here they go. No, that's over the sideline for throw-in. For a throw-in. Would love to have Tonga Samoa Fiji in World Cup. Toe wrestling seems huge. What on earth are you talking about? And now it'll be New Zealand just heading that ball around. Mind you, this would, on a technicality basis, be the largest gap. I think this is actually... Is this a bigger Iran for the right-hand side? Appreciate you, Michael, for the £5 donation. Iran inside. It's a goal. It's a goal for Iran. That's a goal for Iran. That's a goal for Iran. And he is onside too. It is 2-2. Michael with the £5 donation. Get around you. It is 2-2. And the goal scorer. Oh, boy. New Zealand... I was telling you, it's going to be tough here because there's a long way to go, and Iran are just going to pump in and pump in and pump in. But they've gone and done it, and they've tied it up here. Mohamed Mohebi will score the goal to make it 2-2. What a cracker game this is. Michael with the £5 donation. You're a legend, sir. Thank you for the support. Jess, did you do a stream on the Spain game? Yes. I never would have said it would have been 0-0. I thought Spain would have had a field day with goals. Yeah, no, I agree. I had Mikel Oyarzabal as my captain on fantasy, and he got a stinking 2 points. At least I had Cucurella, who got the clean sheet, but yeah, not a good one there. Not a good one. Yeah, this is a crazy match right now, Miss Zero. This is one of the games of the tournament so far. It's one of the games of the tournament. There is still plenty of time left here for both these teams. New Zealand, if you just need to hold out for a draw at the very minimum. There's going to be a substitution here for Iran. We have not seen New Zealand make a substitution yet, which is quite interesting. It's good back and forth. Yeah, so Saman Goros comes on for Ehsan Hajisafi. Goros goes off. Hajisafi comes on. Mohamed Mohebi with the goal. Assist by Ramin. All right, 25 minutes left here. What a game this is. I was actually just about to say, too, if New Zealand had found a way to win this game, I feel like New Zealand's 85-20 gap would have been bigger than Saudi Arabia to Argentina's gap. That's a free kick. No? Okay, apparently not. Someone can correct me here. I feel like Saudi Arabia to Argentina's gap would have been far shorter than New Zealand to Iran's gap. My mate took 4 draws today, $10 bet into 7K. Oh, yeah, they all would be. They all would be at the moment. Spain, Cape Verde was 0-0. Egypt, Belgium was 1-1. Saudi Arabia versus Uruguay was 1-1. And this is currently 2-2. Well, hopefully he gets up for him. New Zealanders would take it, man. I can promise you that. New Zealanders would absolutely take it. They'll take a draw. All right, here we go. Iran, though. There's time left here for the Iranians. There's still plenty of time, and they're going to put this ball on the edge of the box. Be careful, Kiwis. Defense. They're going to put it in. New Zealand get it away. Oh, you need to try and wrestle back some momentum here. This is what second halves are, though. I said this is where the men become, or the boys become men, and that's going to be a corner here for Iran. 24 minutes left. Iran in the box, a heart attack for us. Absolutely. Richard White's come on New Zealand. This is going to be a long 24 minutes. Your tournament is not done with a loss, but your tournament is very close to done with a loss, New Zealand, because you have a tough group outside of this. This is your easiest game of the group, in my opinion. You could technically make the argument that Egypt is the easiest game of the group, but I just think that they've got some really dominant strikers and attackers. And Mohamed Salah, who you will know, and Omar Mamouche. Salah from Liverpool, Omar Mamouche from Man City. Iran in the box, cleared away there from Kokome. Should be a free kick. Is a free kick for the Kiwis. It is a free kick for New Zealand with 23 minutes to go here at the game. Soak up those times, baby. Soak up that time. It's brave there from Kokome. Got money on 2-2 exact score. So here's finally some substitutions for New Zealand. We are finally getting their first substitutions here of the match. It's interesting how long it has taken for them to get to this bench, though. It is interesting how long it's taken for them. But they will make it. Ben Old will come on for Liberato Kakache. And you will see Ryan Thomas come on for Callum McCowart. So 2 substitutions here. Oh, sure, I didn't even realize this. New Zealand actually featured at the World Cup for the first time in 1982. 2010 wasn't their first World Cup. So whenever everyone says that New Zealand have never lost at a World Cup, what was their results in 1982? So there's a hydration break right now, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. 1982 New Zealand FIFA World Cup. Hold on. Marked their historic first ever appearance on the New Zealand men's national team on the global stage. Fairy tale qualification included a grueling 15-match campaign and over 55,000 miles of travel. During the qualifiers, New Zealand set multiple records, including a staggering 13-0 victory over Fiji. Okay, let's settle down in regards to staggering 13-0 victory over Fiji. This is coming from someone who's lived in Fiji most of my life. The group stage matches, Scotland won 5-2. Soviet Union won 3-0. I'm going to be in ex-Soviet Union territory in about a month's time. And then Brazil. Wow, you had a tough group. Essentially like Russia, Scotland, and Brazil, where you lost 4-0. Damn, that's a tough group. That's a tough group. But we got 20 minutes to go here. We're just waiting for this Hydration Nation break to finish up. And the Kiwis are on fire. After what Mo went through with the whole Liverpool situation, I'm expecting him to have a stormer of a World Cup. Well, he might be staying at Liverpool because of Arne Slot going. We don't know where he's going yet. We don't know where Arne Slot is off to. Get around your Brenton. G'day, mate. Kind of the Sheep Shaggers. Daniel says, 1982, I believe they didn't lose either, but drew. No, they definitely lost, mate. No, they definitely lost. Daniel, mate, they lost. They lost 4-0 to Brazil. 5-2 to Scotland. Yeah, no, it wasn't great. But at the end of the day, look at the teams that they played, and then obviously 3-0 to Soviet Union, which is essentially Russia. Yeah, so the Kiwis lost in the 1982 World Cup. The Kiwis didn't win a single... the Kiwis didn't not lose a game in the World Cup. They lost all 3 games. All 3. All 3. All right, still waiting for it to get back underway. I'm catching 2-2 and feeling and a 3-2 Iran. Why don't you back in our Kiwi brothers, Ty? Back them in. Back into buddy damn well All Whites. They're going to go and win this game 7-2, mate. That's what they're going to do. And then you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it when the Kiwis, they're running around singing Kumbaya. We're winning the World Cup. That's what you're going to do. New Zealand only unbeaten team in their last World Cup. In their last World Cup, Rob, you are correct. In their last World Cup. Very, very much got to stipulate. In their last World Cup. And Tanner says Spain drew. Correct. To Cape Verde. Funnily enough, though, Cape Verde have actually had some better results recently than people would imagine. Who's your World Cup final prediction, Mr. Sport? I don't know. I'm still going to back in Spain. Spain never win game 1 of the World Cup, and the last time Argentina won, they lost a 3-2 to Saudi Arabia in the first game of their tournament, so it's not over yet. There's a long tournament to go. It's a marathon, not a sprint right now. It'll become a sprint when you get into the knockouts. But yeah, I want to see more than... I want to see everyone play one game before I can really seriously make some predictions, because I don't know about a few of those games and how certain teams performed. That's going to be a goal kick here for New Zealand. Goal kick. New Zealand will do so well that we'll end up somehow winning 7-1. Well, that's going to be kind of impossible here, considering it's 2-2 right now. $20 to go. Can someone find a dream winner? We saw the Ivory Coast yesterday. It was 0-0 in the 89th minute against Ecuador, and the Ivory Coast found a goal through Diallo to make it 1-0. Can we find one of these two teams doing that here? Both teams have scored in the second half. New Zealand clear it away. And Iran are going to be the ones pressing. We lost all three. That sounds more like it. Lost all three. Iran in the box. Blocked away. Good cover defense there from the New Zealand backline. They head this ball away. And now New Zealand can counter. They can counter. Here we go. Oh, dude, what are you doing, bros? That's going to be a free kick, but what are you doing? You can't slow the play down like that. You had players around you. You've got to continue the progression. You can't slow this play down. I guess that they just want to draw right now, but also you can't think like that. You are at a FIFA World Cup. You need to think about winning. You need to think above your expectations. You need to think above what you believe. If you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. Please try and win this game on a counter through speed. Don't just set for the draw. Don't just settle for Iran to be the ones powerfully coming through and you're going to have to defend. If you fight for your limitations, you will get to keep them. Screw the expectations. I would like to see New Zealand go on the counter and actually go through with it rather than slowing down and trying to force the free kick, which is what they got. I would like to see them try and win this game. 17 minutes to go here at the game. New Zealand push up here at the halfway point. That's a solid line there, Blaze. I'll keep that in my memory bank. Oh, it's true. New Zealand will push this out. And they're the ones just slowly playing around the back. I don't think they can. I don't think they believe they can win. I think that they believe there's a chance that there's a miracle here, but they're not. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Counter. Press. Press him. Force the error. There's the error right there. Press them for the errors. If you fight for a draw, Iran will counter-attack. Well, no. If you're fighting for a draw, then you're going to sit back and they're not going to counter-attack. They're just going to attack. If you fight for a win, they're going to counter-attack. And right now, New Zealand in the box. Pass the ball to the edge. Chris Wood inside. Here's a chance. New Zealand. Where's the ball going to bounce? Oh, it's come out for New Zealand. Oh my gosh, they've got a chance here. Both teams are getting opportunities. They whip it in. And that will come out over the sideline for a throw-in here. I think that's Iran ball. Every team can counter-attack. Paraguay cannot. Not based on their USA game, they cannot. Each team will have one big chance before this game ends. Yep, that's how it works. And then whoever is potentially losing will get one amazing chance to equalize in the last 3 to 5 minutes, inclusive of added time. Taremi, he's going to pass this ball out to the wide right. The flank is flying through. The ball's back in the middle for Iran. Shot. Blocked away over for a throw-in. 15 minutes to go here in the game. This has been one of the games of the tournament, though. Mahebi and Razayan scored goals, and Elijah just scored both goals for New Zealand. 15 minutes left. New Zealand will get free kick. Beautiful. Tim Payne goes down. They get the free kick for it. They've given him something near the Kiwis. They are fighting hard for it. Now, don't forget, guys, tomorrow, or later on tonight for us, but tomorrow, France versus Senegal we'll be live for. We'll be live for Iraq versus Norway, Argentina versus Algeria. We'll see how we feel for Australia versus Jordan, but we'll definitely be live for those first 3 games and probably for the 4, but we'll see how we feel. But definitely those first 3. I'm looking forward to Haaland coming in. And Iran, they're going to have an opportunity with 14 minutes left. Put this ball into the box. Great game, Vonnie. Oh, ball's through. Ball's through. I think that's a goal kick. I think that's a goal kick. Big call, big call. Big call. What have they called here? Well, either way, VAR will overturn it if it's wrong. That's a goal kick. Beautiful. Okay, so joyful green and gold. That's what I'm here for, man. It's all good. We've got the commentary sorted. We're sweet. It's sweet here, man. Don't worry. I got it. Good World Cup so far. I'm enjoying it. There's been a lot of draws, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it so far. So Callan Elliott will come on here for Tim Payne. Callan Elliott will come on for Tim Payne. Fun fact, VAR can't overturn goal kicks, only corner kicks. Really? True. Well, that's weird. Surely not. Why? What's the reasoning behind that? Why can you overturn corner kicks but not goal kicks? Dion's coming to Kiwis. Doesn't even make any sense. Like, what's the reasoning behind that? Boomers, all whites, love, hate, patriotism aside, you got to admire 2 Tasman Sea nations taking it to the world, don't you? Well, for the Australians, we're the Socceroos, but yeah, Boomers is I think Boomers is our basketball team, isn't it? Go the Anzac Nations, because once more, who are you going to call when you're up against the wall there? Mate, exactly right. Australia, New Zealand, we fight on, but Boomers, I'm pretty certain, is our basketball team. We're the Socceroos, man. Yeah, Boomers is basketball, Poco says, yeah. 12 minutes to go here. Not really the point that you're making, Grant Taylor. I understand the point you're making, and I agree with you. Taking it to the world and 2 improved nations football-wise. But, yeah, just to clarify there. Just to clarify. Tall Blacks is basketball for New Zealand, yeah. So we're just waiting here for something that's... the referee is holding the ball in his hand at the moment, just walking around the center circle. And play will restart. Iran possession inside their own half. Another substitution is on hold here. Get a VB long neck up. Yeah, buddy, get a VB long neck up in ya. Smash a 4X over your forehead. And get a Carlton draft singing tooies. Oh, header. Be careful of those headers. That will go out for a goal kick. Taremi hooked. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know why they would do this. I don't know exactly why they would make this substitution when they are looking for the winner right now. I don't know why they would make this Taremi substitution. I think everyone would be surprised with this. It's going to be Amir Hossein Zadeh who comes on. That is a really odd substitution. Amir Hossein Zadeh comes on. For Medin Taremi. 10 minutes to go here, guys. 80 minutes gone. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. 2-2 is the score. Taremi is Iran's best player and they sub him off, yeah. Well, it's like what the Americans did, but I believe there was a slight injury potential with Podosic at the halftime of the Paraguay game. With that being said, I think it was 3-0 at halftime, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. That's a free kick to New Zealand. I want you to go for the win. I don't want you to settle for the draw. I want you to go for the win here. Chris Matthews says, if the Kiwis win, they will close the Strait of Hormuz for a week. Oh, no. Oh, could you imagine the memes? Like, we're not going political, guys. We're not doing it. But could you imagine the memes of what Trump would do? Like, they've already got it tough as it is with the fact they're not allowed to stay in the country. They really do. They've got it tough. No matter what your thoughts are, they've got it tough for this FIFA World Cup. New Zealand. Oh, my gosh. The goalkeeper committed. I thought there was going to be a goal. But the fact that Iran can't come into the country for longer than coming in this morning and leaving tonight is so hard for them. Well, it's not politics to bring up in regards to the having to come in this morning and leave tonight, because that obviously impacts in regards to their tiredness, in regards to their health, in regards to stress and, rest periods and whatnot. It does impact them. Unfortunately, that situation does impact how this Iranian team is going to probably be able to play in this FIFA World Cup. 4 years of work, and unfortunately, because of that situation, unfortunately, their Football World Cup is probably going to be impacted quite severely. And New Zealand are going to get this ball, and it's going to go over the sideline for a throw-in for Iran. New Zealand will be able to whack this one into the attacking half. Iran overreacting over a simple collision. They've been doing that all day here today, man. Just wait a little bit in regards to your comments page. Just wait for you to hear me commentate it first. But yeah, they've been doing this all day today, man. VAR will check it, but I'm pretty certain it's completely fine. Yeah, they're suggesting that Chris Wood has elbowed him in the face here. Yeah, Buckley's chance. Good luck with this. We'll see. There's no way. No, that is completely and utterly incidental. Stop it. That is completely and utterly incidental. That's such a good header, by the way, for that Iran second equaliser. Like, I know he's felt that on his chin, but like at the end of the day, that is completely incidental. There is nothing wrong with what Chris Wood has done there. Tadig for the winner, Kopak says. I don't know. I feel like this might be about to end 2-2. But with that being said, there's still a whopping 7 minutes plus added time, which will be 3 minutes at a minimum plus whatever we've missed out on. I think we dead set could get 7-8. I think we've seen plenty of time. How much added time we are expecting? Always add 3 minutes for the hydration break. I could easily see 4 or 5. We've had a couple of slight injuries, a couple of stoppages. Yeah, I feel like 4 or 5, so that means we could be getting 7 or 8 minutes added on. New Zealand, still with the ball. Oh, it's going to bounce around and Iran will get it. A good tackle from New Zealand. Wow, that's going to be a free kick. Bro, their diving is getting ridiculous right now. Look at that, knobhead. What? You're not going to fight nobody. Settle down. Oh, he does get his foot there, but the way he's writhing around in pain is what's silly. I'm already over all the flopping. This might be the last game I'm watching. It's not going to be the last game you're watching, though. My bad, no disrespect intended, but even in the B-ball, you're handing us our fair share of onions. No chocolates there either. Yeah, we're pretty good at basketball nowadays. We are. Saying that the Black Knights are making a good fist of it to improve it. I don't think they're the Black Knights in basketball, though, are they? So they'll put this ball back here to the halfway point. And Iran with the ball, 5 minutes to go. Black Knights is Auckland FC, yeah. Iran foul bait like SJ in basketball. No, they wouldn't have wanted that to be a foul bait just now. They wanted to break away. Iran in the box. Iran in the box. Don't do it to him. And big shot goes over the bar. And it's going to be a goal kick into New Zealand. You've got 5 minutes to try and hold out here, lads. I mean, actually watching while I stick to your commentary. Yeah, but you won't. You'll be back. You won't, though. I hear this all the time from people, and they're on the next stream, and they're watching the next game. Tall Blacks to the basketball, yeah. Yeah, 4.5 minutes to go, you. I'm not tired of this game. I'm just tired overall because I've been up live for a long time. We're just getting past about the 12-hour mark now of streaming. Mohabi Rezain with the goals for Iran. Elijah Just for 2 goals for New Zealand. Only a few minutes here. This is still an amazing result, New Zealand, if you can get a draw in this game. It is still a very impressive result. I'll push this down to the left wing. Can you hold it out here, Kiwis, for a massive, massive result? But it would also be your 4th draw in a row at a World Cup. Out to the left. They put it in. New Zealand cleared away. Nah, not motorsport for me, mate. Rugby league and football for me. Smash out and some cricket. Iran still putting the pressure on in the attack. Just outside the edge of the area. We could be heading for our 4th draw today. Oh my goodness me. It was on target, but it will be saved. On target, but it will be saved here for New Zealand. Squeaky bum time right now for both these teams. Are New Zealand going to be interested in going for the win, or are they just interested in holding it out here? It will tell you a lot about their mentality. First time in 68 years that all 4 games played in a day in the World Cup ended in a draw. 16 attempts at goal for Iran, 4 attempts on target. 12 attempts at goal for New Zealand, 7 attempts on target. So New Zealand have had the better on target. Iran have had the more in total. But gee whiz, we might be about to see 4 draws in a row at this World Cup. That's crazy. And especially with one of them being New Zealand versus Iran, which is an 85th ranked nation against a 20th ranked nation, and then Spain versus Cape Verde, which is the 2nd ranked nation at the time, going up against the, I think it was the 67th or 68th, might have been 77th, 78th. Wild stuff. 2.5 minutes to go here. Corner for Iran. Belgium, Egypt is relatively close. Relatively. Belgium's still 10 and Egypt still 29. And Saudi Arabia, Uruguay is not too far away from each other. But here is a corner coming up for Iran with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go here of the game. Can Iran find the winner, or can New Zealand hold out here? Big corner coming up. I'm pretty certain there's going to be about 8 minutes added on. There's been plenty of time. J-Man says, currently listening to the stream at 5 a.m. during my night shift. Most entertainment of the 3-match audio commentaries of the night. Get around, J-Man. This has been a great game. Delayed for the moment here by the referee. Delayed for the moment. Corner comes in. And, that's going to go well wide, but it's going to come back out here for the Iranian player. He'll whip it in. Headed out by the New Zealand defense. Comes back here for the Iranians. Outside the edge of the box. Looking for something. Cleared away from New Zealand. Can they counter? Can they counter here? Can they counter here? They can counter if they... Free kick, yellow card, yellow card, yellow card, yellow card, yellow card, yellow card, yellow card every day of the week. Every day of the week, because New Zealand would have been away then. It would have been 3-on-1 as well. If he didn't make that tackle, that's a cynical tackle, that. If he doesn't make that tackle, New Zealand score and win the game in the 90th minute. 100% it would have been 3-on-1 at the back and New Zealand would have scored. Eshan Hajisafi. That is very, very clearly a deliberate action there. But New Zealand free kick. Right on the halfway point. 30 seconds left. New Zealand put it inside the box. Will they get up for it? Comes back out here just on the edge. And they'll go over for a throw-in. 30 seconds left. Jared Hanley getting around the Kiwis. I love professional fouls because when it's your team doing it, you love the player who did it. But when the other team does it to you, you always crash out. Well, yeah, if you're a Kiwi, you'd definitely be crashing out about what we just saw. I think the New Zealanders should be very proud about a 1.06 XG. You wouldn't have been predicted for that. 1.24 XG for Iran. In the box from a throw-in. And cleared away from the Iranian defense. Oh no, this is a big challenge. Great work there from New Zealand. Great work there to prevent that one. Only 5 minutes? You're telling me there was only 2 minutes added on here? You wish. I love it. I love it because this is beneficial here to the Kiwis, but you wish. That should have been 8 minutes. That should have been 8 minutes for sure. There's no way that a 3-minute hydration break that you're telling me there was only 2 minutes worth of stoppages in the second half. Four and a half minutes to go. He hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. New Zealand with the ball just on the edge of the box. They head it down. They head it down. Singh, come on, New Zealand. Find a way. You're the ones on the attack right now. Find the way. Don't give up the counter. That's going to be a throw-in for New Zealand. 4 minutes to go. He hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. 4 minutes to go. 2-2. New Zealand on the attack. This would be the greatest win. This would be the biggest upset. It would be. Jesse Randall comes on for Sarpreet Singh. And you've got Tyler Bindon who comes on for Marko Stamenic. Tyler Bindon comes on. What a game to finish off the day, though. What a game. So 3.5 minutes left here. They throw that ball into the middle of the box, put down, blocked away, and cleared away from Iran. But New Zealand will be able to come out to this. The keeper, Crocom, is going to whack that ball down into the left wing. Headed down by New Zealand. They're the ones with all the possession and all the attack right now. You can't lose if you've got the ball. They put it up. Oh, into the goalkeeper's hands. Didn't get enough power on the header just now, Chris Wood. Goes straight to the keeper. Yes, J-Man. Yeah, for sure, bro. Specifically internationals, and we'll figure out in regards to domestic. 2.5 minutes left here. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough power there from Chris Wood. Whoever loses from here, if someone loses from here, it's going to be a brutal loss because that's your World Cup done. If you draw, your World Cup's still alive. If you lose, oh, that's risky from Iran, but they get it away. 2:20 to go. If you lose, you're kind of done. But right now, it's looking like it's going to be a massive draw here for both these teams. New Zealand can't steal it. That's going to be a free kick, I would imagine. Should have probably been a free kick to the Iranians, but they won't call it. They will not call it. Iranian keepers should not be doing that, Pater Cat. You're absolutely right. Not in a situation like this. Adareza should not be doing it in a situation like this. 2 minutes to go here of the game. Adareza by Ravand. Iran pushing down to the left wing. Here we go. They whip it in. That's going to be a corner. Oh, corner is really squeaky stuff with 1.5 minutes to go here. Any goal would be essentially the final kick of this ball game. A corner for Iran. Hold out, New Zealand. Hold out. This could be the moment, though. Hold them out here. It's a big moment. You've played well in New Zealand. You deserve a draw. You do. You deserve a draw. They're going to head it down. Oh, it's cleared off the line by New Zealand. It's cleared off the line. And now New Zealand counter. Get the speed. Slow it down, whatever. And now it's going to come back at the halfway point for Iran. 1 minute to go here out of time. New Zealand will get this ball. And that's going to be a free kick against New Zealand to Iran. Iran at the halfway point. 50 seconds left. 50 seconds left. Thanks for tuning us Kiwis on, mate. We're the Anzacs. Regardless of the banter we have during rugby league and all that kind of jazz and sport, when we come up against each other, we support each other. We're so happy with the draw. Infinite Kiwi, a draw would be massive here. Absolutely massive if New Zealand can get it. 25 seconds to go. Iran push forward. Again, New Zealand will rank to 85th. You're also doing Australia a massive favour by doing this because we go above Iran. Iran are ranked 20th. We were ranked 23rd. They're going to drop down to, I think, 24th or 25th. 10 seconds left here. Free kick, New Zealand. You can't lose this game, New Zealand. You can't lose this game now. It's a free kick. 5 minutes have surpassed. Just blow the whistle, ref. Just blow the whistle, ref. Game over. Come on, Kiwis. It's not a win, New Zealand, but it is a win for you. It's not a win with 3 points, but it is a win for you. because you were ranked in 85th. Iran were ranked in 20th. This is your 4th draw in a World Cup in a row. You still, unfortunately, have never won a FIFA World Cup match. But with that being said, you should be very, very, very happy with that draw. You've got a tough game coming up against Belgium and also against Egypt. But as Anzac Frank says, Anzac's not here to fuck spiders, mate. We're not here to mess around. We're here, we mean damn well business. New Zealand fighting all the way up to the final minutes there. Actually led twice here. They led 1-0, 1-1. They led 2-1, 2-2. They were not here to mess around. They gave it a good opportunity. Obviously, we saw Australia get a big upset victory over Turkey the other day, 2-0. And now we just look towards the next matches for these two teams. I'm pretty certain the next game for New Zealand is on against Egypt on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, we will be live for it. So it's not on Sunday. So I think it's on Monday, actually. Yep. So same time next Monday. So in 6 days' time, same time. And then at least you'll get actually the third game of your group against Belgium. You will get at a really good time in New Zealand. That'll be 5 hours from me. That'll be about 3 p.m. in New Zealand against Belgium on a Sunday. On a Saturday, sorry. On a Saturday. Beautiful. A beautiful time slot for you. And Iran, their next game will be against Belgium, and it's a very, very important result there. Well played to him. That bet took some serious stones to plays. Yeah, he's cheering right now. Get around him. Good win for the Socceroos. Great game for the Kiwis. Just need Maroons to top it off. Exactly right, Chris. We'll be live for the Origin tomorrow. But guys, I appreciate you for tuning in for what has been another spectacular day of FIFA World Cup action. We'll be live again tonight/tomorrow for France versus Senegal. We will also have Iraq versus Norway, Argentina versus Algeria, and Austria versus Jordan. So I appreciate you as per usual, and I will see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya. Get around your Kiwis. Fire up the Kiwis. Fire them up. Fire them up.